like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Inside of me, you better watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling this war, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick. You left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded.
And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
I can feel my heart rate, adrenaline pressure. It's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter, try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever, the beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness, I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key controlled by fight or flight.
And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. I'm here with my man, Mr. Max Voltage and Hot Crypto Mining. I'm your host, Chump Change. We are missing a few. I think Mr. Geek of All Trades will be here shortly, and we'll be bringing on the special guest in just a bit. But first, we're going to start with how everybody's day was. So, Mr. Hot Crypto Mining, what have you been up to lately?
Yeah, same old Saturday, man. Every Saturday is the same for me. Weekends are awful. So if anybody tried to reach out to me for hosting or anything like that and I didn't get back to you yet, I will get back to you tonight. I literally got home 6 minutes before we were supposed to go live, so I'll get back to everybody. Just bear with me. Weekends are awful. So I have tons of messages in Discord. I'll get back to everybody. But yeah, just working. That's it. You know, that's it.
Nice, man. Nice. What about you, Mr. Voltage? I know your internet's having a hard time. Right before I was going to go live, his internet cuts out and he disappeared. I was like, oh no. Anyways, what's new with
for those people that have Comcast, I can see my gateway and it just started blinking at me for no apparent reason. I've been on the phone with them 4 times in the last 3 days. Finally got them to realize, oh yeah, you know what? This is an area-wide problem. That's what I've been trying to tell you for 3 days. And finally, I get somebody on level 3 tech that was like, okay, I'm going to take a look at the whole thing. And like, oh yeah. So basically you think that this might upgrade the urgency of this? Well, it should, but I can't speak for the local area, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, you only did what you could do. But other than that, my day was good. Nice. Actually got my, missed the 4090 delivery on my birthday because FedEx and Nvidia will not allow pickups from a FedEx pickup location.
Rod, was your birthday, Max?
Why?
Hold on.
Well, okay, so good question.
Hey, is my wife watching? Tell her to get down here. Let's sing happy birthday, Mr. Max Voltage. I got the cake. I got the cake for him. This is the hashboard cake.
It's a hashboard cake.
Happy birthday, Max. I'm not singing, but
thanks.
Sorry,
Appreciate
I missed it. I forgot.
No worries.
I just noticed me and Chump have flags on both of our left arms with tattoos pointed out of them.
Is there? That's how you do it. Perfect. Love it.
I told you we were separated at birth. Me, him, and DJ.
Anyway, no problem. So yeah, I had like 2 companies to complain about, but yeah. So I asked Nvidia that exact question. Why? Because that's, you know, it's the typical answer. Well, because that's the way we've always done things. And that's nothing more than that is going to trigger me more. And I had went to all kinds of supervisors. I'm like, you think somebody could at least, if it's not a real thing, at least have a response that makes it sound like a real thing. Right, you know, like, hey, because of security, this, that, if that's the reason, then say it. Don't state like, well, because that's the way it is. That's process. Oh my God, that is the most utterly frustrating thing to hear because customers don't care about process.
Right.
They might care about the fact that, you know what, we just want to make sure that, you know, your GPU doesn't get lost at one of these pickup locations. Right. And I'm like, even coaching them, this is how you need to respond. If you don't have an actual reason, this is how you need to respond.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that would be a lie because they're just telling us it's because of process. I'm like, yes, but you need to tell your superiors that this is how you need to respond, or maybe find out what the actual reason is.
Yeah, well, the problem is we live in an instant gratification type of world, so everybody's so used to, like, Amazon Prime showing up the next day, you know what I mean, or that night. So
then there's the FedEx thing. So okay, FedEx can't leave it. I get it. So then I call them like, hey, I can't be home from work until like 3 o'clock. Can you do it like maybe after 4:30? Like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll do it 4:30 on Friday, no problem. I'm like, okay. So I wasn't really believing this, and then I found out when I got home from work that my daughter actually was going to be working from home. And I'm like, could you please make sure you listen for the door? I said, they're supposed to come after 4:30, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they were just getting me off the phone. Not only did it not come after 4:30, he's all like clockwork there between 1 and 2. He came the day before because I was going to be home in time for 1:15. So, but then he came at 12:20. So on Friday, he came at 10:30 in the morning. I was like, I would have been totally screwed. But anyway, but my daughter was home, so I got it. So I had it mining last night just to make sure everything was okay. Figured out that, I don't know, some of the newer 4090s must need an updated driver.
Oh,
so
really?
I was having issues with my mining rig. I had to update the Nvidia driver. Once I had managed to do that, which I had to actually remove the 4090 because the load average was like going to like 17 or something. It was ridiculous. And I had to remove it in order to make it calm down. Then I was able to do the driver update, then put the 4090 back in, had it mining overnight. It was working great. So then now I've got it in my VAST rig. So now I got an 8 GPU VAST rig, trying to rent it out all 8.
8 on one rig?
8 on 1, yeah.
What in the hell?
Yep.
You are crazy.
So I've got 8 on 1, and of course, when I'm having internet problems, it gets rented. And guess what? The guy said taking too long to load the instance, and I'm like, shit, what's going on? I go to look at it. My upload is like 5. My download is like 30. I'm like, of all times,
Sucks.
And I had it rented at what I would normally be renting a verified rig. I was like, and I haven't been able to get it rented as 8 since. And that was like 5 hours ago. So I may like try to step it down to 4 each, maybe 2 each. I don't know. I haven't decided. I just didn't want to rent it out one at a time, if at all possible, hoping to get some more higher prices out of it. But anyway, but that was kind of the main part of my day. Actually moved, I'd been with the Pyron mining rewards. I've been trading those into Neoxa. So I moved I moved like 180 Neoxa into iNodes.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much mostly. And then of course, just kind of doing my normal going down the rabbit hole on various stupid things, not anything in particular.
I gotta ask you a question about the 4090s. Do you have any regrets with the 4090s and the whole VAST thing now? Because I know you said it was hard to be rented. Am I wrong? Like lately, the past couple weeks?
Lately it's been harder. But it's funny because I was actually looking at that today and I'm like, okay, I want to go through and actually come up with what is my entire investment in that 8 GPU rig, because it wasn't cheap. What we normally think of as risers, they're not risers, they're like redrivers, and they're something that looks like risers, but they're not. They're much more expensive than risers. Plus the special cables, plus the motherboard combo with the RAM, which was, it was an Epic, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Just all of that put together, I need to come up with what the final tally would be, and then look to see what I would need, what I think I'm gonna be able to rent it out for consistently versus where I think I'll be, and actually see what the return is going to be and like my break-even point is going to be. What I'm thinking is that all in, it's going to probably be pretty close to 20 grand. And then I'm thinking at that point, would I have been better off just getting a couple ASICs?
So is that a
think about what 20 grand? With a couple,
what are you smoking?
20 grand.
You spent 20 grand.
I spent
but
like
it wasn't
12,000 on the 5.5 card one. That's about right.
Yeah. So it's the interesting thing about it is that, but you don't think about that because you do a little bit at a time. It's not all at once. I started out with 4, then I went to 5, then I went to 6. So
yeah, you don't do it all at once. Yeah,
you don't do it all at once. And then, so yeah, it's
I sold all my 3090s for them. So, but you know, by the way, a lot of
Max
people
sold
said
his ass because fucking 20 grand.
What did I walk into?
A whole bunch of you know,
Nothing like hearing that.
It's the typical Max takes the air out of the room and we get to him. So unfortunately, you have to follow up with that. So good luck.
So the only 4090s I'm gonna tackle now, I think, are the MSI Slims. I posted a picture on X about it, and it fits perfectly into an Octominer.
Oh, that was cool. I saw that actually. That was pretty cool.
Fits perfectly in there. And the Slim is just short enough where it doesn't hit the fan. Like the Asus Tough one that I have, forget it. It won't fit. Like it will, but you're going to be pushing right up against the fan, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't recommend putting any more than 5 in an Octominer. But I mean, no, you could actually probably fit 8 if you tune them, but I wouldn't put 8 in there. I don't know. I'm actually only put it in there honestly because I'm doing the 4090 hash rate video over the weekend. I'm going to release it on Monday. But
nice.
Yeah. So doing all the new algorithms and stuff.
So if you look at, like, I'm just doing like quick math. If you say you can get an S21 for about $3,000, it makes a little bit short of $10 a day. For right now, obviously that'll change here shortly. And obviously the price of Bitcoin changes things as well. But you know, that makes, so if you say you can buy about 7 of them for what I actually paid for this, that comes out to $70 a day, and I'm making more than $50 a day on the Vast rig at the low prices they're at now. And I don't anticipate it's going to stay here that long. So anyway, but that's where I'm at. The other thing that I have an issue with is the fact that if my upload was higher, I might have some more options as to where I could actually take that rig to. But right now I'm limited to Vast because of the upload.
Right. Mr. Geek of All Trades, let's get to you so we can bring out our special guest. How was your day, man? I know you've been running around a lot. Thank you for showing up and coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was not too bad. I actually was able to take a nap today. That was nice for a change. Working on my network
2 hours today.
What's that?
I said I did that today too. I took a 2-hour nap today.
I think mine was about 2 hours too.
I didn't want to say anything about the pillow line, but it's still there.
Yeah.
That was hours ago, dude. Sorry.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. I always plan to try to like lay down. I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted, and I always just like end up either being on my phone or doing something stupid like that. Doesn't include sleeping. So
yeah, it was nice. I put my phone away and I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna chill out for a couple hours. And yeah, it was a long week. We're doing a data center refresh. We're opening a new data center in Reno. I'm working on software asset management as well as hardware inventory. We're adding on to our Nutanix stack at the other data center, and there's just a lot of moving parts that now I've been blessed with, you know, being part of on the data center side. So it was nice to just unwind and not really do anything.
Yeah, no, that's always nice. You need a break once in a while, right? And for those of you guys that don't know, Mr. Geek of All Trades, along with the amazing content he puts out, he has a real job. So it's he works his ass off. And yeah, didn't you get like a promotion lately or something, and you're like doing more work now, and it's just a lot more stressful? Yeah, so
just more shit on top of shit. Yeah.
And then on Friday, shovel, that's what it is.
Well, next week's gonna be even worse because on Friday they did another riff and got rid of like 15 more people. So that's just more work on everybody else that's left behind. And
right,
I don't know.
Well, I like the hat.
Times.
That's cool.
Thanks.
Nice hat.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
I've worn it for the last, several SNLs we've had.
Oh shit! Well, I guess I just noticed. I'm
addicted. He's worn that plenty of times.
I don't think I've ever. I don't know why I haven't noticed it. Well, maybe I have. Cool, I don't know. Maybe I said it before. I just have bad memory. It's fine.
You know what? You know why you notice it? It's because of his lighting, and you can see the orange underbill. That's the first time I saw the orange underbill.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
That's probably why you noticed it.
It's all about the camera angles. That's my wife.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The fuck, bro?
Thank you. What?
Anyways, all right, let's get into this, guys. So you guys know we're gonna have a special guest on tonight, and it is going to be the dev from Raptorium. If you guys don't know what Raptorium is, CPU mineable coin. He's going to give us some new updates and new things that are coming on with that. So without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Big Piggy 01, aka David Morris. What's up, big guy? Good to see you. How are you?
Hey, nice to be on here.
Yeah, nice
Good
to have you,
stuff.
man. Nice to have you.
This better be
So-
a good story because I'm going to start eating.
Sunday morning out here.
Better be a good story.
Sunday
I'm gonna
morning,
start
yeah.
eating. Go
God, it's
ahead.
early for you, right? 10 a.m.
It's 10 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
it's
Nice.
Where are you at in the world?
Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it's lovely out here.
Nice.
Crypto taxes are non-existent if you can wait for 4 years before you sell.
Ooh,
wow.
nice.
Looks like we're moving.
Literally zero.
Honey, we're moving to Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me a
How's
plot
the-
of land. I'll reach out
How's
to you
the
tomorrow.
power cost? What's the power cost like out there?
That's a good question.
Power cost it depends on if you've got a commercial or domestic unit. Domestic units, they have just messed up somewhat slightly.
Mm.
They were changing the subsidies around. It's too hot basically here for a large part of the year for people to be paying full cost for power.
Mm.
People start dropping dead once it gets above 40 degrees.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dropping dead.
that's-
It's
Yeah,
a good story. Keep going. I'm eating.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dinner and a show.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. 40 C is what's that in Fahrenheit? 100 and
Yeah, that's
It's
hot.
like 115 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's over 100.
Yeah.
But
But
it's a,
sure.
but it's a
Yeah.
dry heat. No, it's not a dry heat.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not a dry heat at all. It's worse than Florida, probably.
Oh, God.
It's
Probably.
way worse.
That's awful.
There's
Well,
like permanent
yeah.
swamp ass in Florida. I can only
It's
imagine
100.
Malaysia.
40's, yeah, 40's 104. But 104 and humid is bad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, God.
104 is considerably more than, well, it's 3-4 degrees more than your body's supposed to be.
Mm.
So
Right.
it becomes
Yeah.
impossible to cool down if you're outside,
Mhm.
if you're working. So there is partly subsidized power part of the year here. But they went and faffed about with it instead of leaving it easy for domestic units, for basically regular folks to get access to subsidized power. If you've got a commercial unit, you can still mine for very cheap.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, nice, and also not so nice if it's because the power is subsidized.
Mm.
It's kind of a lot of people, for example, like the whole China mining ban thing. A lot of people actually think there was a mining ban. There isn't. There's a ban on using subsidized power for mining in China,
Mm.
which is
Oh.
a completely different thing once it comes down to it, because they've also got large areas where basically subsidies only make sense if they're going directly to people rather than businesses.
Makes sense.
Patrick Murphy wants to know, this is a reference for Panda, wants to know how the duck embryos are over there.
Blech.
That's the Philippines.
Oh,
Oh.
gross. Yeah, he's nasty. He eats all that shit. Man, that was so gross.
yeah.
That's exactly why he's
For the
sick. That's
record-
where COVID
for the
came from.
record-
That's what my wife said.
For the record, it was when he went to Vietnam. Just throwing it
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
That wouldn't Vietnam. That'd
He said
be
it was
chicken
good.
embryos. Chicken
He said,
embryos
"Hey,
normally
duck
in
embryo."
Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it
no, he
was-
said, was
Yeah,
it
because
a
that's
duck?
so much better.
It's not too bad. In China, they barbecue them. Like you stick 2 skewers through the egg, and then you peel it, and you start.
Ugh,
That's
gross.
fantastic.
That's
That's
nasty.
great.
All right. Well, anyways, let's get on to Raptorium. So,
Yeah.
all right, so,
Um,
give us. All right. So just real quick, like, give us a rundown. What is Raptorium, just for like newer people, and then we'll get
I
into like
mean,
the new stuff you guys got going on.
We are in the slow but steady process of building up a whole ecosystem. Basically, we want to be able to do tokens for a ton of different purposes. We want to be able to do contracts, but not contracts where you have to use a language that's still under development. or still in early stages of development, I should say, not under development. Even C is still under development, despite it being from the 80s.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like on the whole EVM side of things, we've got Solidity, and it's rather notorious by now unreliability, opening up of attack vectors, or like we saw with, if anybody remembers the Ledger exploits, not the last ones where it was Ledger Live software that was replaced, but the ones before that, where the contract interaction on at least 2 platforms triggered some parts of the Ledger software, which was rather nasty.
Gotcha.
We don't want to have stuff like that floating around. So contracts in Python, Java, C, the more traditional languages, also because there's a much larger developer pool. Like good quality people who can do Solidity, there may be maybe 10K globally. If you include people who can do sort of cut and paste stuff and minor adaptations, maybe 100,000.
Really?
But I mean, Java, there are millions of Java developers. Same goes for Python. So it opens it up, it makes it more accessible, and basically that's what we're all about. That's why we are CPU proof of work and want to keep it like that. There are some advantages in proof of work with some of the latest AMD chips, but it's not really something that scales into, for example, an ASIC or something like that. With the system we've got, the instruction set for it is just too large. For example, if you think of something like the X5, you guys have all seen the X5 come out for random X mining from Bitmain. If we increase the instruction set very slightly on Ghost Rider, it's already a mix of a ton of different things. But if we increase it just slightly beyond what it is now, you would effectively have to double the chipset to potentially do a RISC implementation, and then those start getting very expensive as well.
I can imagine, yeah.
So I mean,
not enough cash on the machine.
Not just cache, it's also a question of how it stores the instructions for it. Same as with the FPGAs, and how it's accessed and the speed it can do those things at. It's an interesting thing to look at, and I mean, it's cool that there is technical development, but as a project, you've also got to look at what keeps us open to the widest possible amount of participation, which is basically why we are staying as CPU centric as we are.
Gotcha. Now, what have you guys been in the works of during this whole bear market? I know you guys have been pretty quiet, and I hear things are gearing up.
We've gotten assets are pretty much done. We need peripherals for assets, meaning like stuff like a marketplace. We've got a couple of exchanges who are willing to list RTM-based assets once we fork them onto the mainnet. We've got an SDK in development, or not really an SDK, a library they can use for interacting with the RTM chain. Apart from that, we've got a soft forking mechanism. You guys have heard about, you guys remember the Hashrate Wars from 2017 between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash?
You know what? That's a little bit before my time. Was anybody into it?
Yeah,
then?
before mine.
I was chasing bad guys. Sorry.
I was chasing bad guys.
Talking about the Hashrate Wars was back then was basically because they were voting with hash power on who would have the longest chain and would or wouldn't they activate SegWit and all that kind of stuff. That's using something called a BIP9 forking mechanism.
Okay.
Which makes changes in the software less drastic. It's not like you issue a new version of your software, everybody has to switch over, and if they don't, all kinds of bad stuff happens to the older versions of the software. This is everybody upgrades, and then once enough of the network is upgraded, as determined by the voting, everything will activate. Once it hits like 80% of the network is okay with this change, then it'll carry out the change on its own.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To deploy assets safely, we had to modify that mechanism and expand it. We've got something called Chainlocks, which means that you can't really double spend an RTM transaction. If you 51% attack the chain, the only thing you can get out of it is moving around the last block reward, which isn't going to be worth those 10 to 12K it would take to do that.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Well, that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but it's an extremely good thing. But what we don't want to do is, right when we bring assets live, if you do a hard fork, where you essentially switch off the old versions from the network, part of this consensus mechanism for the nodes would have to be switched off during that switchover. We don't want to do that. We want to have that extra safety from the nodes consistent throughout. So we launched a testnet yesterday, where we are essentially resetting our testnet to our current mainnet chain. We're going to be testing the deployment of assets code on the testnet. If it goes smoothly, we're forking the mainnet. Primary assets code development is done and is available on the development branch, which is very, very nice place to be in. So relatively short time frame, we'll be able to issue tokens. We've got several different plans for tokens, not just the traditional ICO, this and that kind of stuff, but doing tokenization as a service for smaller businesses who want to do things like compete with ISO or HACCP certification. Do you guys all know what those are?
Me, I don't personally. But Geek of All Trades,
it's quality standards.
Okay.
Like if you buy something and you see it says ISO 9001 or food HACCP, you'll see that there's a quality standard on there. Some of those quality standards aren't very transparent. For example, ISO 9001 only really guarantees that the company running this production has a quality system, has a quality control system. It doesn't document, but it doesn't actually document that it's up to some standard or something like that. It just documents they have a quality control system, and that's it. So what we've got plans for is using tokenization as a service, where if you're a smaller business, you can video your production flow. You can video where your raw materials come in from. You can put all of this information out there. We'll be giving you a free, something like a web shop page where you can put up general stuff about your business. And we'll publish this as an NFT on chain. And provide you with like a QR code, possibly also one of the more advanced barcodes that you can anybody can scan it with their cell phone, and then boom, all this information is available about the product. rather than a standard that these small businesses cannot afford to participate in. But at the same time, it's also much more putting their money where their mouth is, because once it's published on chain, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
So,
almost,
go ahead.
I was going to say it's almost like a niche layer 2, right?
Not really. We're an L1. We're also going to do all the ICO stuff, and like, for example, on EVM change, you've got vesting contracts. You're not going to need them on RTM. We've got automation in, so you can set up a transaction now, fund it, and it will automatically send so and so much to any of the involved addresses at whatever time. We've got time lockable transactions, which can be used for the same thing, meaning you can send out anything you want to send out, and it won't unlock until a specific block height or a specific time. So you can basically skip a lot of these elements where you otherwise have to use a contract. It's going to be part of the protocol itself, manageable directly from the wallet. So the next step, once everything is out, it's going to be a little bit complicated in the wallet to start with. Next step beyond that is making a simpler, more easy to use wallet, probably some kind of Electrum or Electron wallet, where people can see very easily, just like, I don't know if any of you guys have ever taught your kids how to code, the basics, using something like Scratch from MIT.
I just started. He's 10 months, but he's getting it.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter's a little bit different than that. She's 24, and she codes for a living.
I'm just gonna hide under this table. You guys continue.
If we've got like, I've got kids from one on the way up until
Nice.
Oh,
the
congrats.
oldest. The oldest would be. Ooh, how old are they now? 20,
That's what happens,
20,
right?
29.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
man,
wow,
you've
that's
had a
my
range,
oldest.
man.
Yeah.
Keeping it going. Keeping it going.
Good for you. Holy
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, we had a question in the
So-
chat from TPS Monitor. He wanted to know how many devs are currently working on RTM.
That is a good question, because do we include people who are working on peripherals or only on the core team? Like, if we're looking at the core team, there are about 7, 8 of us. But if we include people who are working on peripherals, things like the vendor platform, there's an independent team working on building a wallet like MetaMask for UTXO-based coins, or a wallet that can sort of act like MetaMask, not with all those nasty security issues.
Yeah, we know about those all too well.
It's then we're 15, 20 more. We've got people building Android games that are going to enter Play to Earn in, I believe, the next couple of months. We've got a community project for an MMORPG up. That's a long haul project, really long haul project, because normally we haven't taken on any venture capital or funding or anything like that. And I've said so on other streams, and I'll say it again. We made a mistake. Right when we launched, we had a pool of incentives from the testnet. We needed some help basically getting several hundred nodes up for the last part of the testnet we were on, and a few other things. A lot of people in the community were fantastic. They stepped up. We should have been a little bit slower in paying out those incentives, so we could have gotten some of the crazy ROI at the beginning of the chain.
Right.
and use that to build up a treasury, but live and learn.
That's it. That's what it comes down to. Live and you learn.
And
You
I
gotta
mean, we had
trial by fire.
we had right at the start of the whole Ukraine political mess, we had about a third of our community from Russia and the Ukraine, so that obviously hurt bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We went overnight from, not quite overnight, but inside 3 days, we dropped 90%.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. That happened to a lot of projects at the same time. Some of them, they just died from it.
Yeah.
We kept on rolling slow and steady. And we've been rolling slow and steady ever since. So we've got all this stuff going on, and
Nice.
Real acknowledgement and milestone was that MongoDB, who run about half the internet, they have just decided to partner with us.
Oh, so explain that a little bit. Actually, I was listening to DJ his stream yesterday. It was actually really good. So let's talk about that a little bit. Get into it, because I don't understand what you mean by they run half the internet. So total noob. Explain it like I'm 5.
Most of the internet runs on databases in one way or the other.
Yep.
Websites store all their stuff in a database. Elements get added to a web page. You enter from either direct from HTML5 or from a database. It depends a little bit on the system they use for displaying the particular page, other than HTML. And basically, it used to be SQL and MySQL that de facto ran the internet. MongoDB are lighter, faster, better, significantly faster and better when it comes to things like mobile devices that don't have the same amount of computing power for displaying pages and things like that.
Okay.
And it's essential. I mean, you can see how much nowadays a Chrome tab is eating up. It's getting pretty ridiculous. When I started with PCs, I mean, the current Chrome tab I'm talking to you guys from now has about 25 times, is eating 25 times as much memory as one of my first PCs.
You want to talk about tabs real quick, Max? How many tabs you got open, bro?
Too many to count.
About 500.
He's got at least 500 tabs open. No joke.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know how his computer doesn't melt with the amount of tabs he's got open.
You guys are just jealous.
You can't even see the logo. You don't even know. You don't even know what it is. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
I'm thinking Big Piggy understands me, and I appreciate that.
I run multiple windows so I can still see the logos.
That's what
exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
See?
Yeah. You just load it all
Not
up
so
from
different.
bookmarks. And yeah. We're just that little bit older where it's nicer to have it tidy, organized just like that, instead of having to sit and
Go through bookmarks. Bookmarks are garbage.
wow. If you want to load up multiple
so many.
windows at once, they're pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, let's get out of that rabbit hole, because Max is going to be down here for about
You
6
started
hours.
it. You
I'm
started
sorry, I had to. It was just, I was excited, and then I realized he was on your level, so now forget it. It's not funny anymore. All right, so I guess I don't know if you want to continue with that stuff. Go ahead.
Where did we get to? Yeah, Mongo. Mongo is lighter, faster. There are starting to be some new competitors as well. I believe one of the competitors is called Orient. That was brought up on DJ's stream as well last night. What we are really interested in Mongo for and excited about is that they have a beta available. We'll be able to make use of that works specifically well with Apache Spark.
Okay.
Apache Spark is a VM solution we are going to integrate into the smart node wallets. Right now, most crypto usage of Apache Spark is for running stuff like analytics engines and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Chain analysis use Apache Spark. There are BTC and ETH packages out for running Apache Spark. All of the MEV bots on the EVM chains, that kind of stuff, they also rely on this kind of VM for running really smoothly. But what we want to do is take it beyond the analytics role and turn it into basically a contract execution engine. Because the whole structure of the VM is designed to function as a whole, meaning globally distributed, multiple instances, hundreds of instances, but they're all functioning as a whole.
So are you saying Spark is going to live on something like Kubernetes under it, where you can kind of split off that workload to multiple nodes or multiple instances across, whatever the network is?
It will go, yeah.
Okay.
And one of the other things with Spark is if you, for example, want to do something like distributed compute or things along the line of what OpenAI are doing or Vast AI are doing, Spark is the perfect distribution engine for that kind of workloads.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're running a node locally, it can distribute work to your local machines very easily.
So where is that compute going to be coming from? Are you like
anybody who wants to participate in it? We are working on a proof of concept right now for a marketplace. The only task on the marketplace at the moment is fairly boring stuff like calculating pi to infinity and solving prime numbers, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you can do that, you've essentially solved the problem of distributing work out across a broader sphere.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's going to become more and more of a market. There's going to be a larger demand for AI on demand, like you guys have seen. Many of you are renting out to Vast, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Not me, them.
Yes.
Stuff like Vast is going to become a lot more common. And they're going to look for, if we've got somebody demanding something locally, they're going to start wanting to look at localizing that to minimize lag time, to minimize up and downloads, to minimize everything. So having a marketplace where you can target something locally via, let's say, a global network of 4,000 to 5,000 nodes instead of a few servers on AWS, you're going to be much better off.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a whole other workload aside from the traditional, CPU mining aspect of it.
CPU mining is what moves the chain. This is just one of the things we can do on the nodes once we have contracts running. And that's why we're choosing Apache Spark instead of trying to reinvent the wheel like many of the EVM chains are.
Like the EVMs, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Apache Foundation essentially provides the infrastructure that runs the backbone of the internet.
Then why choose Mongo over their native DB? What is it, Cassandra?
Cassandra is not that great for distributed workloads yet.
Okay.
This new beta looks awesome. We will, as we get closer, we're going to be evaluating it more and more, but it's fantastic to get recognition from a big player in the industry, in the whole IT industry like that. I mean, we're extremely happy about this. I mean, it feels good. We've got kind of a sponsorship from them where they are going to be providing our developers with a lot of free store credit.
Hell yeah. Good for you, man. That's awesome.
So we can get these tools out and get them used. One of the biggest places it's going to shine through first is on explorers. Bitcoin RPC explorers kind of run off of SQL, or they run off of direct lookups via the node. And that can be very slow. It can be very clunky. But with something as light and as fast as Mongo, you can actually start to speed things up. You can possibly do so with some of the other newer databases, but they don't quite have the track record for reliability that Mongo has. Mongo also has demonstrably fewer security issues than its daddy MySQL. It's much harder to overflow. It's much harder to attack. So nobody can load your Explorer with with an XSS redirect.
Yeah, with an injection. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But
no SQL injections on a NoSQL database.
They did a lot of that on earlier versions of the Bitcoin RPC Explorer. And I believe it's not really even fully patched yet.
Well, I can just say, thankfully, that goat showed up because I'm in left field over here.
Yeah.
This is way over my head. Like, all right.
Okay.
So
Think of it like this. The engine that's currently running a lot of Explorers is basically a nice old Ferguson tractor from the 50s.
Yep.
Getting Mongo in there instead is one of the nice big Lambo tractors from right now.
There you go. All right, now I understand. Thank you. Perfect. So that's sweet. So it's just gonna make everything within Raptorium's ecosystem efficient, basically, right?
It's going to speed up Explorers massively, and I think we might be able to integrate it as well in the coming more user-friendly wallet we have planned, sort of where you can drag and drop, maybe go as far as dragging and dropping elements you want in a token. If any of you guys know little kids who are learning to code, they're probably using something called Scratch from MIT. And it basically shows how to take blocks of function and put them together, and then you get out the end result you want. We need to build an interface similar to that into the wallet for it to ever get a chance of going really out there and being super competitive. So you can basically give a 5-year-old the wallet and they can sit down and figure out how to issue a token.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. For the adoption, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, to simplify it. And yeah, I think I've also mentioned we've got something called Talon Wallet in the works.
Okay. What's that about?
What's that?
That is where you can use Wallet Connect protocol to talk to a website and basically pay with RTM, BTC, Doge, LTC, just like you can on MetaMask.
Okay. Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of the big things that's been missing for UTXO-based coins. We're a little bit uncertain about if we're going to continue our 100% our own development on it. We've gotten to a very promising stage at the moment, but My Ether Wallet. Do any of you guys know them?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The My Ether Wallet are essentially the OG ETH wallet. They are older than MetaMask. They predate Consensus's offerings. They've got a plugin for your browser called Encrypt. that works just like MetaMask, but you can use Doge, BTC, and LTC via it. It's something that it hasn't been out for very long. I believe only a couple of months at most now. So it's not something that's really been pushed out to a massive audience yet, because they're still in the process of getting a few sites to pick up basically payments via that kind of wallet connect system for UTXO based coins, which is going to be fantastic once that comes out, because you could instantly send.
Yeah.
You can instantly send. You've got your immediate confirmation of receipt of the transaction, and then you'll get a final confirmation once funds confirm on chain. And I mean, it's good. It's what's lacking from UTXO based coins and chains. The EVM based chains have much higher block speeds, but the same Chainlock's technology, as I mentioned earlier, that basically stops double spends. It can be used to lock transactions to the chain before they're confirmed. I don't know. Do any of you guys have any Dash?
I do not, actually.
No. Dash have something called InstaSend. It's meant specifically for like doing point of sale transactions.
Okay.
Like if you're buying something from a website, it doesn't really matter if the receipt comes right here or now, or if you get a temporary receipt and a permanent one in 5 to 10 minutes once it confirms on chain, right? But if you're out doing point of sale, paying for coffee,
right? Yeah,
having to hang around waiting for that permanence is it just doesn't work. And that's why there's the Lightning Network. Well, Dash have another solution to that, and that's having a different group of nodes on the network sign every transaction that comes on. And that means that means it gets permanent at the speed of the mempool. The memory pool is where transactions live on the network before they get written into a block.
Okay.
So as soon as that group of nodes can see the transaction in the mempool, which is usually only a 5 to 10 second process at most, then they get signed. And once they're signed, they can't be reversed.
It's like a awesome validation before a permanent right kind of thing. Okay.
That's
so
great.
kind of almost like that. What's that blockchain Mina, I think, where it essentially takes assumption of the previous block's approval as the validation, right? So that's why they have the smallest DAG file, or the smallest blockchain, is because it doesn't just build the blockchain. It's like taking the one before it as assumption that it's correct. So is that kind of on the same line where it's like it's validating that transaction because the one before it was right? I don't know.
No, not because the one before it was right. The transaction has to prove where the funding came from. It's not. How do I explain it? Mina is an EVM-based chain. This is UTXO, meaning it's got to show the inputs. The inputs were unspent. Once the inputs qualify as unspent, that's been verified all around, then done.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now, what's somebody asked in the chat, they said, what other projects are your competitors? He didn't know RTM was this serious, says Crypto440.
I mean, I wouldn't really say that we've got any competitors. We kind of felt that we found a hole in what's being offered, and we're moving in to fill that. We're not going to be as fast as Solana. We're not going to have a bazillion dApps like ETH, because ETH was first. That's fine. But we are going to work with the infrastructure and system we've got planned, we're going to decouple. Once we've gotten assets live on the mainnet, we're going to start decoupling transactions, all transactions onto side chains.
Okay.
Meaning the node network is essentially going to create and generate the transactions. Then it's going to use the secondary consensus that's used for the 51% attack protection to sign those transactions into the main chain.
Okay.
Now that means the amount of data going into a block is going to be a fraction of what it is today, meaning we can fit an awful lot more transactions into a block. So proof of work mining is still going to be ongoing. Block time is still going to be 2 minutes. But at the same time, we can hit at least, based on the projections we're working with, 2,500 TPS. That's not Solana fast, but it's fast. It's a lot faster than Ethereum is today.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Right, that's decent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
TPS is transactions per second. If anybody doesn't know. Yeah, that's good.
And I mean, it's going to work even when major internet infrastructure gets knocked out, because we don't have the 2 second, 1 second, 14 second block times that require everything to be broadcast on the highest possible bandwidth networks. So, I mean, if things go crazy in the Middle East and the Houthis really blow up all the internet cables in the Red Sea, we'll still function perfectly normally. Solana and Ethereum won't. A lot of people are going to get front run a lot more and a lot worse than they are today. If AWS on the East Coast goes down, or what's it called, the big data center next to them, AC3, if that goes down, Solana goes down, Uniswap goes down. If Uniswap does accept a few transactions, they're probably going to be front run to the point where they get exploited into the gas costing more than the transaction, or the gas basically eating the whole transaction.
Oh my god.
We're kind of we're not trying to fill the whole. We want to be the world's fastest, we just want to be 100% reliable. So, you know, if you've put something with us, it's immutable. We follow the core principles from Bitcoin of once it's on chain, it doesn't change.
That's awesome.
And just take it slow. And that's what we've been building towards.
That's crazy. I didn't even know you guys were like this active. Actually, I haven't heard a thing about Raptorium since I mined it for a while ago.
We haven't been very active marketing or anything like that.
That's good though.
We're going to be changing that. I'm going to be going out a lot more actively, talking to people, because we just hit this one milestone. We've got a massive one coming up inside the next week, which is the same kind of thing, but several orders of magnitude bigger.
You can tell us. I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I need to get a couple of emails more.
Nice.
To make 100% sure it is as real as it looks.
Sweet.
Once those are in, we're going to be ready to tell everybody about it, and it's
that's awesome.
Something that'll get us, amongst other things, a lot of AI credits for our developers, so they can potentially speed some things up.
Oh wow! All right. Well, I guess that's a good enough hint. That sounds nice. Sounds nice.
It's probably. Let's see. The quintessential Generation X book was written about this company. back
Interesting.
in the
Hold on, let me Google.
late mid 90s.
Okay.
That's as much of a clue as I can
Yeah, no,
give
totally fine.
without going
Totally
ahead
fine.
and
That's
dropping
awesome,
it.
man.
But
Well-
I mean, we're really happy that this has happened. It's massive validation. We've got some awesome people working on RTM from all over.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got everything from rocket scientists, literal rocket scientists.
Jesus.
One of our guys writes guidance packages for satellites for a living.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's crazy.
A couple of other people work on AI. A couple of other people are basically specialized in using Apache Spark in their day-to-day jobs, and we are getting ready to really get out there and start moving things.
That's awesome. So it's nice to see a coin or a development team, right, that has been focusing on actual development versus the price of the coin, because you know most people are just in it to make money, and that's pretty much where it comes down to.
I mean,
but
we've
nice.
got to worry about the price as well to a certain extent.
For sure, obviously.
In that we've got to keep things ticking over at a level where it can keep development incentivized properly to continue going on.
Right.
But we've got an awesome team. People are happy to be working with it. Some of these partnerships we've got coming up, and like the one like Mongo, it just incentivizes people towards working further with us, and we're really happy about that.
Gotcha. That's awesome. All right, so I want to real quick touch. Do you have a question, Geek of All Trades? Oh, I thought you had your hand up. Real quick, Mr. Patrick Guyan, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, consider Flux is all marketing and no results. RTM is too busy putting in the work to do marketing. I wouldn't have read that out loud if I read it first. I apologize. But anyways, all right, yeah, RTM's doing great things. Let's Patrick Guyan, you pain in my ass. I was thinking about you earlier. I haven't seen you in a we should all catch up at some point.
Patrick is awesome.
I haven't seen him in a minute. Oh, he's always stirring shit up though. He's like this, the big stick in the pot. That's how he always does it. That is what it is. All right. Anyways, I want to talk about, so you have play to earn to an extent, right? I'd like to touch base on that a little bit. If you could explain what's going on there, and then I'll ask you the next thing.
We've got a game called Ghost Rider Valley, named after the algorithm we're using for CPU mining. It's a little bit like, if you can remember early days Facebook, Farmville.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
That combined a little bit with some of the old school 2D RPG things.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I haven't had a chance to take a look at it recently, but I know it's expanding, growing. He is looking, Soga Game Dev, on our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
He is looking for a few people to start helping beta test play to earn on there. There are going to be a few discrete advertisements in there. Discrete ones, and it's not going to be like Google ads, so you get an infection on your phone from running it. He's actually going to screen them.
Okay. Cool.
And then some of these credits will pay out as RTM.
Oh yeah. So
it's kind of a proof of concept at this stage, but we've got plans for in the MMORPG to do a full integration.
All right.
Meaning coins and gold in the game will be the equivalent to milli RTM or something like that.
Gotcha. Mr. Dan Ruggs, real quick, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. That's cool though. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. If anybody has a link to RTM's Discord, any of my mods, please throw it in the chat, because I don't have Discord open right now. But yeah, I'll put it in the link in the description below after this video is over for you guys, if anybody's interested in joining their Discord and checking it out.
We've
Nice.
got all kinds of lively stuff. We've got 3 nights a week trivia, where the
okay.
whole Discord goes absolutely insane.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. What's that about? What's that about? What do you guys
It's
trivia for RTM type stuff or?
Yep, trivia for RTM,
Really?
and
That's
it
cool.
is
Oh, yeah.
the saltiest, most rigged questions on the internet. So it's meant to basically mess up anybody who's sitting there trying to participate with Google Foo. We've got really fun stuff like guess the prompt.
Oh, okay.
We prompt an AI with not necessarily anything really fancy, but something like fat 4-legged bird or something like that. And then people get to look at the pictures and have to figure out what we prompted it with in order to win.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, some of that is it can be really wicked, nice and salty because people come close, but it's not quite there.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah,
no shit. Huh?
Yeah,
that's cool.
I mean, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, you guys.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys, for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. The one last thing I just want to ask you, like, so just for new people, like, what is the main goal behind RTM? Like, what problem are you mainly trying to fix in the space with your project?
We want to fix the two things that ETH and Raven messed up.
Okay.
Raven never implemented anything commercial for their assets or tokens. We are going to sort that out. Ethereum used instead of moving things inside the protocol so you can protect it properly with your proof of work or your chain locks or a similar situation, they have a code wrapper around their tokens.
Okay.
Which means they are basically attackable, or how they can, if you, for example, have a malicious wallet, you can interact with the tokens in, but you've all seen drainers and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really lock stuff to your wallet fully. Once that signature is there, it's there, and you can do anything with everything that's inside there.
Gotcha.
The last place that happened that I know of was, I don't know if any of you guys were in BlockX.
No, I wasn't, but I heard about that freaking rug they had the other day or something, right?
They had no, their Discord got hacked.
That's what happened. Yeah, something got hacked and a bunch of funds got drained.
Hacked. No, that was the masternode.
Oh,
Discord.
Okay, two different things.
Mining power. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's one of the things we've been very careful with. A couple of pool owners haven't been very happy with me basically laying down one solid rule, which is if you want to advertise a hosting service on the Discord server, you need to be suable.
Listen, that's a reasonable request.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
that's a good
thing. Yeah.
Hawk woke up. You heard Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's you put your name, your face, your business out there.
Good for you.
Because
good for you.
You got nothing to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
It's you don't have anything to hide. You also probably have some insurance that will cover a certain amount of liability.
If you don't, you better get it because you're gonna get sued.
No, but I mean, basic business liability insurance will actually, unless you're hosting several millions worth of something,
right,
will actually cover a very large percentage of things if things do go wrong.
Right.
They will only cover it at the point of the exploit, accident, data center fire, whatever it is. But that's a lot better than some service that shows up and, hey, I've got 3 BTCs worth of stuff now. It's time to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good on you guys for doing that. That's holding people accountable. That's the biggest thing. That's awesome.
I mean, we put ourselves out there. We're here. We answer questions. We even do like slow and steady weekly update stream. We try to keep it weekly. It doesn't always happen, but together with the Smith.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I haven't told you guys about. NFTs.
Yeah. Go for it.
NFTs that cross the boundary into the real world. We've got Smith, who forged in fire style, forges blades, forges tools, forges
I've seen those
jewelry.
Streams. I've seen those streams. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, whatever he produces gets scanned, laser scanned, and then NFT number 1
Oh, really?
gets issued
Cool.
with the original, and then once we have the MMORPG done, the others will be put on the marketplace, and you can purchase them for in-game.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah. Wow, that's pretty interesting, huh?
It's a different take on it all, and that's what we like to provide. Basically, a different take from the whole Moon Boy thing.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Oh man, I'm damn, this is a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm super excited for RTM. I gotta start looking into it, and I gotta get back into the CPU game. I sold all my Red Panda ripped me off for all my CPUs, so I'm like, yeah, I'm doing them. I'm like, you know what? It's a good deal. I'm getting a couple KS0s. I'll give them all these, and then once I took them all off the wall, I was like, shit, I forgot I had a 5950X and all this shit. I totally forgot what the CPUs were. I haven't used them in forever. And then yeah.
Because I mean,
ate shit on that one.
CPU mining is still pretty decent, even in places with really high power cost.
It is. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I have a Xeon, a dual Xeon I might throw on RTM. I'll do that actually this weekend. I should do that.
Have a look at Raptor Hash, because with Xeon doesn't do quite as well as the AMDs, but it does do very well on RandomX, and on Raptor Hash you can point it. It works kind of like unmineable. You can point it at Raptor Hash, it'll mine Zeph or Dero or Monero or something like that on RandomX, and it'll pay out an RTM.
I heard you talking about that yesterday, actually, on DJ Mindstream, and I actually emailed the Unmineable guys to see if we can get Raptorium on Unmineable, so we'll see what happens there. Not sponsored, I just have a contact, so I shot him an email just to ask, but we'll see what happens. I'll let you know.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Well, Big Piggy, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Thanks for having me on, man, and
no worries,
let's see if I can't show up and leak the big thing next week.
Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know. Table's open for you, man. Table's open.
It is going to be wild.
Excited to see it.
It probably is literally the biggest partnership we can announce, but it needs to. I need to see it be a bit more real. That's one of the things I like to do. I like to keep it very, very, very real.
Right, and that's the best way to be honest. So
yeah.
Good for you, man. Well, hell yeah. Let me know. Let me know what happens, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you for joining us.
Will do. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Awesome stuff.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Night.
All right, guys. Stream is not over. Let's move on to spec mining.
And before you did that, it's funny because I was going to ask a question about how it compares to Raven, and
and he brought it up,
and he brought it up, and I was like, okay then, because I'm like, I really believe that, as far as asset, doing it via NFT, I think it's real. It could be very valuable, but we're a long way off before we actually get to the point where it's mainstream. where anybody's going to be doing it in any great amounts. It'll eventually get there, but it's going to be a while. So it's good to see people building better and better tools to make that a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was cool. That's kind of why I asked that question at the end. I wanted to just kind of sum it up for people so they kind of understood what the main goal here is. And that's, you know, it's just something everybody needs to know, I guess, and understand. And I mean, there's a lot of new people that are coming into the space have no idea. They've never even heard of Raptorium because no one's talking about it. There's no videos on it. And it's honestly, it's a cheap coin right now to just scoop up. I don't even, where can you buy it actually? Let me look real quick. Let's get into the spec mining segment, by the way. I'm going to show, let's share my screen here. Where are we at? Oh, there we go. All right, so Raptorium right now is only a tenth of a penny as of right now. They did get up to, what's our all-time high? Let me see.
Ultimate high was like
8 cents.
8 cents.
8 cents. Dude, this is over 2 years ago. This last bull run, altcoin season, man, this thing could explode if they do well on their development. And again, they've been working at it clearly. I don't know. Hold on one second. Let's go to the markets real quick. So I guess XEgg or whatever the fuck you guys say it. I'm done saying that.
ZegX.
There you go. Thank you.
ZegX,
Trade Ogre and FinanceX, CoinX, I guess. So there's a few different ones you can get it on. Dude,
Hashrate's like 27 mega hash.
who spells it like that? I don't care.
It's a Z.
fucking. It's
Pronounced
an X.
XI. XIX is pronounced like ZegX. Like yeah, okay. You ever met somebody named Xavier?
No.
You never met anybody named Xavier?
No. Was anybody here
It's a
named
popular
Xavier?
name. It's spelled Xavier. Xavier.
Right. Yeah.
What is it?
Xylophone.
Xylophone.
All right, whatever. Yeah, I heard of that. All right. Yes.
Or
all
the
right.
X-Men.
All right. I don't care. It's still stupid. I don't like it. It's weird. Anyways, let's.
Or Xerox. Hey, Max, the Xerox machine.
Oh, you're the worst.
Yeah. Xerox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how
Gig.
else do you put on an
That's
X
true.
at the beginning of a word?
Okay, no, I don't read X's at the beginning of words ever.
Well, we just gave you examples. Do you have any other
No,
examples?
but I'm never like, hey, I need to go buy an xylophone today. How do I? I don't talk like that. Hell, oh my god. Anyways, all right, let's see. What's the hash rate on? This guy's the worst. I hate you all. Worst friends. How do I? Is there a dark mode for this site? The hell?
No,
Oh,
not mining
just-
pool stats. I mean, unless you have the plug-in, but then you can't. Some stuff gets like pulled out. Oh, you're on miner stat. Oh, I don't
There
know.
we go.
about
We'll
miner
do
stat.
that. RTM hash rate is 26 mega hashes. Is that?
I was gonna say mining pool stats. We can see the different pools.
So they go by
kill.
kilahashes, right? When you mine it, obviously it's
Yeah,
CPUs,
kinda like-
so it's
kinda
a lot
like
of
Dynex.
CPUs, right? Yeah,
Kind of like Dynex.
yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. So yeah, 26 mega hashes doesn't seem like a lot, but it is.
Ooh, wait, I got a good
CPU
one.
coin, right? What?
So like your truck, your SUV, like what kind of lights would you say it has on the
Fucking
front?
Christ. Yeah, shut up. I know. All right.
Like xenon, right?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a good one. That was a good one. High Root Farms put that one in there, and then
God
T
damn
Gig
it.
threw me the other one. Shout out.
All right. Fine. Yeah, that's true too. Actually, you know what? I haven't bought in those lights in forever. Actually. Oh, all right. So let's
They're
get into
old,
spec
yeah.
mining. What are you guys mining? I think I'm gonna turn on the Xeons actually and get Raptorium mining because why not? I haven't been doing it in a while, but I've been staking mine whatever I've had in inodes. So, what?
Hmm.
You
What do
said that right, and that's spelled with an X.
Oh fuck me.
It is. It's Xeon. But he said it right. Like,
He did.
And it's spelled XEON.
Okay, Chum's having a temper tantrum.
Fine.
Is that where your 2-year-old gets it from?
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Like, I do the same thing to Mr. Iowa Crypto Mine. We
Oh,
play
you're
CS.
so right. I
because-
didn't even realize I said that like that too. God damn it.
Yes. Yeah, I do the same thing to Iowa Crypto Mining. We play CS. He goes, yeah, there's one on the roof. I said, on the roof?
I give him shit about that too. I'm like,
I give him so much shit about that.
Did you say roof?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, there's one on the roof. I said, what's on the roof? What roof? There's a dog? He goes, no, the roof. I said, oh, you mean the roof. Right. Got it.
It's just so fun. It's so fucking ironic. I'm like, I don't talk like that ever. And then I'm like, Xeon. Fucking idiot.
Exactly right.
Oh, God.
He goes, I blame the mic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Keep blaming it. All right, what do you spec mining? Geek of All Trades, you mining at all? I know you like shut everything
No.
off last month or...
No, I got my power bill this month and it was $500. I've never been happier to pay a $500 bill in my life.
Yeah, isn't that
it was
weird?
nice.
That's so
Yeah.
weird, right? Yeah, it happened to
Like,
me.
I don't know. Before I started mining,
I know that
$500 would be unbelievable for a power bill, and now I'm just like, shit. Here, take my money, quick before you change your mind.
Right.
Hey, I've given you options, man. Giving you options. Hey, by the way, I found another option too.
Yeah.
You do community solar. Community solar, you go to the right. Yeah. Basically you contract for a given amount of panels. And they will basically give you 20% off. Basically, you pay them for the amount of energy they produce. It's going to be 20% less than the standard ComEd rate. And that, by the way, is about what I save on variable rate. So it's very comparable in the savings.
Send me a link.
But it's predictable. Yeah, I'll give you. I was looking at it today, figuring, hey, do I want to add to my solar capacity in order to do this? And then I'm like, nah, I'm saving the same amount. I'm saving a little bit more with variables, so why would I do it? So for me, it didn't make sense. But for those people that want that very reliable, I know what it's going to be.
That's what
it makes a lot. Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I'll shoot you a link of there's like 2 of them that'll do 20%. The other ones are either 10 or 15.
And they're up this way. They work with ComEd.
Yeah, they're all over. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be. So here's the thing: people think of. Sorry to totally hijack this, but community solar is basically.
That's fine. No worries.
No problem. Community solar is basically some solar farm within the area, within that particular area. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Yeah, it's just tied to the network. So it's basically you're contracting and you're feeding that somewhere else in the network. That's going to end up somewhere. So you don't have to provide. So when they provide you the power, they're just paying you for that power that you produce somewhere else, basically, is how it works. So I don't know if anywhere else in the country has it. It's in Illinois, all over Illinois, both in Ameren and common areas. So anyway, that's the other thing I did today. I did a deep dive on that.
Nice. What do you spec mining, Max? Anything?
No, I'm mining Pyron, and then basically I was originally selling it into Bitcoin, and then I'm like, nah, I want some more Neoxa, so I've been selling it into Neoxa.
What about you, Mr. Hawk? You mining anything, or are you
just the lithium? I was doing a hash rate test on the 4090 for Husat, lithium, radiant, and chlor, and it's going to be in my video. So I'm gonna.
Nice.
I was trying to do it this weekend, but I'm probably gonna do it either tonight or tomorrow. Or release it on Monday.
Nice. Do you have how many 4090s do you have?
5.
Yeah, are they all the same or are they different?
So 2 are the MSI Slims that fit in the Octominer. The other ones are just massive.
Are they the same though? The other ones? Or no?
There are 2 MSI Gaming X Trios, and then there's 1 Asus Tough.
So let's say you should put 2 of the same cards on 2 different coins side by side. So you can.
I could put
so
the
you
other.
Can, like,
I could put
head-to-head battle kind of 2 coins.
Yeah. I actually could do that. I could put both Slims in the Octominer and do that. So
yeah, it'd be smart. It'd be cool for like a video because then you could just show the hash rate and the same time the rigs went on and whatever.
So, when you say the Slims fit in the Octominer, is that length? You mean like
length? Yeah, length. Yeah.
Okay.
So some of the 4090s have like, so on the back of the IO plate, you know how you see like there's like 3 slots, right? Or 4. Like, I don't know what they're called technically, but on the back of the IO plate, the Slim has 3, kind of like the 3090 Founders, right? So it slides right in, no problem. It's just I just wouldn't put more than like 6 in an Octominer, like, because then you're really like, these cars can go 450 TDP, right? You don't want to push it. Even with the X8, the R8s have the 3,000 capacity, 3,000 watt capacity. I just wouldn't push it, and yeah, I don't know. So like right now I'm doing 6 gigahash on 14090 at 330 watts. And if on a lithium, right? So if you compare it, I mean, I'm kind of taking up my video here, but I don't care, whatever. So if you compare it to a 3090 with with the same overclocks is getting 2.297 at 154 watts. So it's way more efficient from a density perspective. So, I mean, what's my hash rate here is 16.86 gigahash with 43080s and 43090s in this rig, right? With two 4090s, you're like 80% of that. You're at 12. You're a little over 12, pushing 13. So from a density perspective on mining, 4090s are just they kill. I mean, they can't beat it, right? You can't. There's no card that'll get efficient with like as a 4090 as far as density is concerned. So with mining, I'm going straight density. I can't have 300 GPUs again. I just can't do that. It's too much to handle. It's too much to manage. It really is.
It's like, so crazy.
It's a lot. Like 50, 60 is like the magic number. But right now I just have the 43080s, 43090s, and then I have the 4090s going in. Wait, 43080s, 43090s, and then 54090s. Okay, here we go. So yeah.
So one example I have of the 4090 is so like for Pyron, right now on a 3070 Ti, I'm getting 4.7 gigahash at 100, just about 110 watts, and for a 4090 at about 450 watts, probably could do it at 350 watts if you did overclocks, but is 20 gigahash, 4 times the amount.
Right.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, think of it this way, right? Like, a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, and it's fine. I get it. But a 49, if you pay high power, right, and you're really trying to get the most bang for your buck as far as a GPU is concerned, or the most hash rate per wattage, for what you get out of 4 4090s, you would need almost, depending on like if you had like a rig of 3070s, 4 4090s you would need 16 3070s almost. Like it's ridiculous. It's on certain algorithms, right? From a power perspective, it's a no-brainer from a power perspective. I mean, everyone's got a different situation. I'm just speaking with my experience, but I just don't want to put 200 cards in the garage or at the facilities anymore and manage it. It's too much. It's too much to manage, especially with everything going on. So I have my play in the way that they are, and I like it. So I'm probably gonna buy nothing but MSI Slims. They're probably the best 4090 ever. They're just as big as a 3090, a little bit wider, and maybe like this much. I'm not even kidding. Like maybe this much longer, and they fit perfectly into an Octominer case. And you have to worry about
for those people that may be wondering, because this is the question I asked Hawk. They have a metal backplate. I don't know if. Did you ever look to see if they have actually like thermal pads between the board and the backplate?
They do. Yeah, I can go get. I have one open. I can go get it.
No, I trust you. I mean, but if you remember, like Gigabyte.
Go get it.
All right, go get it.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
He said it's open right there. Go get it.
Yeah, hold on.
Well,
if you remember,
he's wearing really short shorts, so he shut off his camera. Just saying. Okay. I already saw him when he scrolled backwards. He ain't hiding shit.
So if you remember back with especially the 3090s and 3090 Ti's, I mean, MSI and Gigabyte were crap. Their memory just skyrocketed.
Yep.
And if you look at like the gigabytes and MSI of the 4090s, it's like they overcompensated the other direction. They went, oh crap, I guess we need to be good. I haven't seen what the MSI's results are, but the Gigabyte, when Gamers Nexus did a thermal test, the Gigabyte, the first version that came out, that one was killer. It had the best thermals. Thing's freaking huge, but it's the thermals are amazing. So this one probably can't be as good as far as thermals just because of the size of the heatsink. But that doesn't mean it's not good.
This is the Gaming X Trio, right?
God damn, that thing's
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's
that one's huge.
Giant,
yeah, no, this one's massive.
Those cards are always big, though. I have two of the
just to give you guys perspective, like here's a 1080 Asus, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's crazy.
My out times have changed.
So do they have thermal pads in the on that?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
Where's the Slim?
You're not gonna. You want me to go get the Slim? The Slim has it because I know I have it running.
In his case.
Oh yeah, I definitely wanted to see the Slim.
I can go get the Slim.
He's got it in
the Slim. Want the Slim?
It's running. You said.
No, I have two.
Oh.
I'll go get it right now.
Well,
all right, I'm sorry.
I'd love to see the comparison.
I'm regular MSI.
Nice.
Hold on.
All right, don't forget to shut off the camera. Oh, they're there. You see the shorts? Sneeze.
Yeah, there. Those are not shorts. Oh my gosh.
You're gonna see his nuts hanging out when he comes back, Max. You wait. You'll see how short they are. Give him a second.
He's
right,
you're just gonna see he's gonna be listening, and she's just gonna see his hand like come around the camera just so he can click off the camera.
Oh my god! All right. See, told you I wasn't lying.
All right, hold on.
Let's see it. Is it? It's not even open. It's still in the plastic.
That's all right. Just take a second. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. We got a big screen. This people,
wow, man.
people like this ASMR shit. Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't have any music, but
No, I was kind of like thinking Bound Chicka Wawa, but okay,
Brown
whatever.
chicken, brown cow.
my wife
shit,
hates
though.
when I say that.
No shit. It gets hot in my office. Okay, this is why I got shorts on. It gets hot.
Oh, he did hear us. He did hear us.
Of course I did, motherfucker. I hear everything. And if not, somebody would have recorded it and sent it to me. Okay. So remember, there's an old saying. Okay, if you don't want anybody to hear something, don't even talk to yourself. Okay.
No, that's the best part. We wanted you to hear it, but we wanted to pretend like you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, it worked out. Worked out perfect. This is
right,
nice though. Let's see the peel.
I used to know.
Dude, don't line us that, please. Oh my god, I thought that was coming out of the bag. I thought you had it upside down.
It's taped.
Don't minus that.
It's taped.
Actually, I should say King now. Didn't King drop one too? Oh no, it was DJ. It
No,
was
no,
DJ.
no, King
He
did
was
drop it.
leaning
DJ
the
did.
box
That
forward
was
and
freaking
ate
hilarious.
shit right
yeah,
out.
and then oh no.
Yeah.
And then the camera went out at the same time.
Yeah, it like hit the button on his.
Yeah, it's on his keyboard.
All right, hold on.
That was freaking hilarious.
This is a nice GPU, dude. Like this is probably one of the better looking ones that I've ever purchased. Like you don't get a lot of crazy RGBs. It's just right here, right? That's all you get.
You don't need anything, right?
You don't need it,
No,
bro. I'm telling you, this
I
is
don't
a
care.
sleek. This is a sleek looking like
Right.
GPU. Like you can already tell it's a lot thinner,
Look at the
right?
fans. Like the fans cover the entire. Like there's no extra hanging off the back.
All right.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
bullshit.
So, all right. So from a height perspective, you can kind of see it.
Oh wow, so
Yeah.
it's not that much, but it is.
It's
like,
enough. It's
yeah.
enough for the
It's a
octo miner.
lot,
Now,
yeah.
from a width perspective, you can kind of.
Yeah, you can tell definitely.
You can definitely tell that it's got to be, this has got to be at least about 20, maybe 15-20% bigger.
Right.
But this is the same as almost a 3090. Like, so now a lot of people are concerned about the thermals on these, right? Saying that, oh, they're thinner, the heat sinks are smaller and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, like, I can pull up my Hive OS right now and I have it running at 330 watts and it's not even over 60C. So,
Okay.
this, if you can get these at Best Buy for around 1800. This is the best, in my personal opinion, this is the best 4090 to get, especially if you don't want to upgrade your case and you have a case and stuff. Like this is a monster, dude. I mean, look at this difference. Like
That thing's insane.
like
Yeah, that's the
That's
same
crazy.
size as the gigabyte. Gigabyte's the same size.
no, the gigabytes
That's
are
crazy.
huge. Yeah, Mike has
Yeah.
4 of them. They're massive. Like
That's
crazy.
so these slims are the best, like in my opinion. I mean, again, the cooling is if cooling's not a problem, you know what I mean? Like these are fine. We use these at
I don't
Terra
know.
for
The
our
best
AI
ones, in my opinion, are the Founders Editions and Open Box.
Founders editions
'cause
are
of
great.
price.
Founders
Just 'cause of
editions are
price.
great.
Yeah,
But let
you
me,
gotta
but
win
let me,
there.
well, the price is 1600 if you can get them. But
Yeah.
see, people don't understand that Founders editions, they actually run hotter than these.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, Founders edition is the best one. And they are. They're great. They're great. I mean, Founders edition cards will always sell more pound for pound than the other cards. Always. But they run hotter. So if you're using stuff for like, if you're doing AI or whatever, you're doing machine learning, Founders edition cards, they're going to run hot. So you better have them in cool environments because they will run hot. There's only 2 fans. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, look at the design.
Yeah.
Of them.
Well, not
push
only
pull on
that is they get a lot of their cooling through the mass of it, as opposed to the amount of fins. So the amount of cooling that runs through it doesn't cool it as fast. So basically, for a consistent workload that is going to go beyond what the metal itself can do, it isn't going to cool that metal as fast as, say, a heat sink that has more fins but not in as much mass. That's dependent upon how much airflow you can get through it.
So, question.
so-
I know some people might have this question running around their head. Okay, can you still close the Octominer with this like this? Yes, you can. It just bends like this. It literally bends just about like this when you close the Octominer. Now hold on.
Me.
It does hurt me too, but hold on. There's a company now, and I haven't tested it yet. I'm thinking about getting one where it's an L.
I've seen those, yeah.
Right?
That's what I have
And
my
those-
PC now for my 3090s. Yeah.
And they've got the 90s too.
Right. Those
So
are
they got
going
the
to be
180s and they got
titties.
the 90s.
Titties for Octominers. So if you're going to put them in Octominers, that's what you need to do. Like,
Now, be careful, because Cable Mod is the company, and they did a recall on those.
Yeah, they can
Right,
have issues.
that's why I'm
especially if you're
worried-
mining
that's why I'm
on
worried
them.
about it.
Right,
I
like
didn't wanna
running
say
like a
so.
normal PC is fine, but like you're mining, you're like pumping power through this thing, so you got to be careful because 24/7. It's not just like a little bit. You know what I mean?
so here, let me. I'll
Now-
share my screen real quick. Hold on.
I mean, that's one of the nice things with the Seasonic power supplies I got. Their actual like cables coming out of it are really, really loose, so there's like no tension on the actual connector itself. It just does a really nice, like, in fact, what I've done is I've actually like zip tied or cable tied the actual putting slack into the cable to have it like be a less of a curve, but there really isn't anything to it because there's no stress on the connector at all.
Gotcha.
So
Real
that's one
quick,
of the nice
we're going
things
to
I
be
love
going
about
into
Seasonic.
the AMA segment of things. If you guys are interested, ask questions. I saw one. How many of those can you fit in the Octominer case?
So technically, so just real quick, I want to show you guys my Hive OS. That's what I'm getting on it now. You can see the temperatures. I mean, the average temperature in my garage is 75.
Okay.
But yeah, I have AC in my garage, obviously, but you can see that it's 6.1, and I'm not even pushing it all that hard. I'll share my overclocks in a second. What was your question, Chump? Sorry.
How many of those can you actually fit in the Octominer?
You can fit. No, you could do the Slims. You can fit 8. I mean, but the problem comes into these.
Feeding
Right,
them,
and
right?
do you
Feeding
have
the
enough-
power too.
Do you have enough cables?
Yeah.
That's the other thing, right? So I think conservatively 5 is like I think my magic number to put in there. If I was to put all 5 in there, which I'm probably not going to do, but because I'm just doing the 4090 for the hash rate video, and then I'm putting it on the Epic board, and I'm going to probably try to put it up on Vast or whatever and see how it goes. But you never know. It could be a badass mining rig too.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it turns around, or just load swap the SSDs and put Hive on it and turn it on.
You know what you should?
So-
Oh, you can't really do it with the CPU and the Octominers, but I guess that Warthog coin is very profitable with a single CPU and a single GPU.
Okay.
So you should try that Geek of All Trades. You probably make a killing. You could just mine run to Trade Ogre. I got info on my VIP.
This is
Discord,
actually,
if you're
so
interested.
just so you guys know, this is actually almost the exact same size as the Asus Tough. The Asus Tough is maybe just looks a little bit more bulky. I have that one too, but it's the same, right in the same size. So definitely, I definitely go for the MSI Slim 100%. It's just,
Nice.
you can't beat the size for what you get, dude. It's a 4090. It's a 3090. It's a 3090 all day long. A little longer, but that's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I need to. I don't want to buy any more GPUs, but I need to buy at least one because, like, the situation, I wanted to try to mine that Warthog stuff, and I was like, wait, and I was starting to get into looking at it, and Rondy's like, no, he's like, it's not going to work with the Octominer. He's like, the CPU sucks. You need like a better CPU. So I'm like, shit.
Yeah, the CPU is awful.
Like, I don't have any
man.
GPUs here besides like a
You can
470.
upgrade it. You can upgrade the CPU in an Octominer. I mean, it's not hard to do. You can upgrade the RAM. You can upgrade the CPU. They're
It's
upgradable.
just in your facility, so it's not really like accessible.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah. No.
you know, I got the Xeons. I know I'm saying it right. Yeah, whatever. The Xeons back here, right? I was running Unraid on it, but I don't have a GPU for it, so I'm like, shit, I gotta look for a GPU. So like, I'm asking the chat and you guys, what GPU should I get that's like, I don't really want to buy a 4090. It's just too expensive. I'd rather wait for the 50 series, but if I'm gonna spend that kind of money. But I want something that's like efficient. Like I was thinking like 6600 XT or 6700. I don't know if that's
Why don't
a good
you just
idea.
get a 4070
or,
Ti?
or something, yeah, like a 4070.
Honestly,
or
they're
40,
they're not that expensive, and they're very efficient. And
yeah.
4070 Ti's are the Ti or the Ti Super. They do very
TI
well.
Super, yeah.
The Ti
TI
Super
Super.
does very well as a mining card. I have a client that, hopefully a future client, and he wants to buy nothing but 4070 Ti's and 4070 Ti Supers and just put them in about 20 octominers. That's what he wants to do.
You know what I
He
really
wants to buy a
want?
bunch of brand new ones and load them up because he said they're awesome.
It's Panda's fault. I'm still waiting for him to send me one. One of those small 4060s. You see that little 4060?
You're talking about
yeah.
the small, the small, the
There was
small
one-
form factor.
There was one in your facility on the shelf
Yeah.
when I got there. I was like, dude, I want that so bad. I was like literally drooling over it the night before, and then I see one in your shelf, and I'm like, God, this thing's so cool. Like, it's so small. It's the smallest GPU you've ever friggin' seen in your life. It is so tiny. Like, I want it so bad, but whatever. I think it was like it was cheap too. Actually, it was only like $300 if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't too bad.
You can get the
Let me
small
see.
40. Panda said you can get the small 4060 gigabytes too. Like, they have the small form factor ones, but they don't cool worth a shit though. They get hot. Like, they'll get
Yeah,
hot
I
fast.
figured.
So they got to be in cool environments.
But see, like, I'm not gonna be putting it in an octominer. It's gonna be like on an open board, just like whatever. If I need to throw an extra fan on it, I will. So I was thinking about maybe getting one of those, but I know the hash rate on them is not really great on the 4060s. That's the only thing.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. 4070 Ti Super, they're decently priced. You can get one with a badass CPU and just keep it as your spec mining rig.
So the thing, like 4070 Ti's, you can get like right around 800. Ti Supers, you can get it right around 800, which is basically half of a 4090, and that's what you're going to make on them is half.
Right.
But you can, trying to get a 4090 at 1600 is very, very difficult.
You have to go buy it
obviously,
like immediately.
If you
yeah,
guys
you
haven't
can't miss
seen
it.
This is the small one.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah.
literally.
Oh, it's like
it's
like the
small
size
as
of an
8000.
A2000.
Yeah, it's
A little bit
literally
bigger,
the
yeah.
same
Yeah, a little
size.
bit
Does
bigger.
does it
bigger,
actually
yeah.
have an 8-pin connector on it, or does it take power from the?
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh,
like it's
okay.
legit GPU in this little tiny thing. Like, it's the coolest
Nice.
thing. I
Yeah.
was like, I want this so bad because this dude made a killer small PC. He
Yeah,
was gaming
that
on
was-
it. Dude, the thing's
yeah.
like this. It was like literally two of these little, like, little PCs that I got like next to each, or maybe four of them, I would say. And he like had like this tiny board in it, and the thing was. It was fucking awesome. Panda had me drooling for like I should have went to sleep early that night. That's why I was tired of the video, by the way. The beginning of that video, I was up watching that fucking thing when I should have been sleeping before I went to Terra. I didn't go to bed till like 11. Woke up at 2 in the morning.
By the way, amazing video. By the way, I say it.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
everybody here.
absolutely.
Amazing
That was
video.
amazing.
Good job.
It was an awesome
It was-
video.
Still waiting on
It
you to
was
come back from
so-
lunch break.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, I was so mad that didn't work. Why is my camera whitewashing me right now? I was so mad that didn't work. That was terrible. But it's the Octominer, I guess. Kings ran into that issue. He said the Octominers on the sides, the connections on the X1 slots, they will lose the connection from the GPU sagging or whatever. But I'm like, it's weird because I tighten the screws. It's not like they're loose, but I guess wear and tear.
It happens. Yeah.
I guess so.
Vibration, yeah.
Chump,
One
thinking
just
of
falls
it,
off.
thinking of it from a cost perspective, right? If you're just trying, you don't want to spend 18 or 1900 on this, right? But
Right.
if you go and get like a 4070 Ti Super, you're really losing the density factor. You could, bro, with two of these, you could do. I mean, it's amazing. Like two of these on certain algorithms can equal a whole rig of 8 cards, and you'll save way more on the power. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll never have to go get a bunch of GPUs again. Like, and then when the 5090 is rumored to be at least 40% more powerful than this.
And 40% bigger.
Well, probably, but
I think it's gonna be
Like-
like a fucking bus. Like, you're just gonna.
I'm just serious. Like, it's, it's
Go
just,
ahead.
it's insane.
What's up,
But
Max?
Okay, so I looked it up on Best Buy. I always love looking for open box.
Oh god.
There is an open box 4070 Ti. Is it a 4070 Ti or a 4070 Ti Super? Bear with me 1 second. This one's a 4070 Ti, not a Super, for $656.
pretty cheap.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
deal. Yeah. I haven't shopped for GPUs
anyway.
in forever. How do you find the open box, by the way? Where is that? Like, where?
So
is the...
if you just do a search on Best Buy is basically for where I found the best place to go look. I know Amazon Warehouse, you're able to search there. I believe Altered Component has done videos on that, buying from Amazon Warehouse. He's bought a whole bunch of like 4060 Ti's. He's done a bunch of open box on that. And I think Crutman, I think, is also ordered from there as well. But my best place I've seen is Best Buy. That's just where I had the easiest time finding it.
Well, I was more asking about the open box. Like, how do you? Where the hell?
That's what I'm
is
saying.
that?
Is so open box on the Best Buy website, you do a search.
Is it like a
and then
tab
there'll
though?
be
Oh, you
Yeah,
just
it's
search
a-
open box
in the
and
filters. Yeah.
no. I don't even do that. I search for what I'm looking for, and then in the list it'll show prices, and then if they're underneath the add to cart button, there will be another one that says open box from and then a price.
I got you. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I've seen that.
That's
before.
how I find it.
High Root in the chat asked, you'll spend 30% more on 2 4090s than 8 30 series. Does the savings in power make up for that?
Well, okay, so you're never going to run these things at full TDP, right? So 83070, if you can get an 83070 rig under 700 watts, then yeah, you have an argument, but you're probably not. Probably not.
So the biggest thing that I've seen as to why would you get a 3000 series is usually memory bandwidth. But who's mining on a memory bandwidth, algorithm at this point? Most of them are not dependent upon memory,
Yeah, that's
or
a
at
good
least not
point.
much.
That's a good
So generally you're going to get, when you look at what the price is versus what the performance is of 3000 series versus 4000 series, you're generally looking at kind of an apples to apples. Like I said, my 3070 Ti, what am I going to probably buy those for right now? Probably about $400, $500, somewhere in that range. Well, guess what? If I buy a brand new 4090, multiply that amount of 3070 Ti's times 4, now you're getting into what a 4090 is going to do.
Right.
So
It's just the
Yeah.
density thing. Like if it one of these on a spec mining rig with a badass CPU is a good play just to go in there and do spec mining on, especially like new projects. Like just think about it. You set up one of those little, small form factor motherboards. You loaded like a slim
Like a
on
test
it,
bench. Yeah.
like a test bench, and you just let it rip on any algorithm, and you'll get the density. And you'll yield way more coin than having like a 6700 XT on a. You know what I'm saying? Like on a test bench. I mean, it's honestly, and it really comes down to whatever your situation is. Honestly, like if you guys like having a lot of GPUs, if efficiency is key, but in the bull run, no one's going to give a shit about efficiency if things become real profitable. Everyone's going to run their cards full bore like they did last time, and nobody's going to give a shit. People were running 3090s at 300 plus watts, like just burning up cards on Ethereum. Like, no one's going to care about efficiency.
We were all
serious.
melting those cards. No, for real. You're not
like,
kidding.
who's going to... I mean, everybody's like, oh, well, it's not efficient. It's not efficient. It's not efficient. Well, actually, this is very efficient in comparison to the 3070s that Max was just talking about. And during the bull run, these cards are going to do way better pound for pound than any other card. Like, so it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like, honestly, it depends. Like, Panda makes a good point. They won't do great on Kapow. So if you want to have a Kapow rig, and maybe like a 7900 XTX, get one of those for a Kapow spec mine and get an Nvidia 4090 for another Nvidia spec mine and have those two, and you'll do great. I don't know. It's just my play. It's like, why buy 150 fucking cards? I don't know. It's just not my thing.
So the TI Super is the one you think I should get? That's what
it's about half. Max is right. It's
4070.
about half of a 4090. And if you're just doing it for spec mining and you just want to, have a GPU that you can turn stuff on and off with, why not?
Again, I'm just kind of looking at this, and I'm looking at what's paying out the most. So obviously right now we're looking at Pyre and Hash, and who knows how long that's going to last. But if we're just looking at Pyre and Hash, 4070 Super is 8 gig of hash. So 2.5 times is what you'd be getting on a 4090. And this one you can buy for $600. So for like $1,500, you can get the equivalent of a 4090 hash rate on Pyron. Obviously, you need to do this on more than just one algorithm, but that's just one example. So 4070 Super actually looks like a pretty good deal. Again, not going to get the same density, but from a power perspective, probably still going to have a little bit more in the way of power. That's at like 166 watts, so you're not going to be as efficient doing that as a 4090.
It's just me. Has anybody missed it for the Win 3s? I missed the look of those cards, man. The hell.
That's what I still have on my computer. I have a 3070 for the Win 3 in my computer.
I have a 3090 for the Win 3.
Yeah, I got two.
I love EVGA. I have EVGA 3080s, and EVGA
So
just,
sad.
I don't know.
It's like the girlfriend that broke up with you that you just can't stop loving,
I'm fucking getting out of this conversation. What the fuck, man? He's like, she's in bed. It's fine. Oh my God. Well,
I would
thankfully,
think.
don't
I
have
never
that problem.
experienced that, but I would think.
I'll be honest with everybody. I think when the 50 series comes out, it's apparently it's rumored to come out later on this year. They're going to announce it. I guess they're going to release it next year. I don't know. I'm definitely going to pick up a few because those cards are going to be insane. They're going to make these. I mean, think of this is already the most powerful GPU ever created. Like the 5090 to be, what is it, 40% more powerful? It's just crazy. I mean, is it a 512? I think it's a 512.
Yeah, I've heard some really crazy numbers for Blackwell.
512 bus, 512 megabit bus width. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
you know,
and the actual process. I've heard crazier things than that. Like 2.5 times as powerful. From a processing perspective, it's just going to be nuts.
I'm waiting for the 50 series so I can buy more of the 40 series.
Yeah,
right.
Start seeing those prices coming down. That's when I'm going to start buying the 40 series.
But
I'll
the
buy
problem is
4090s.
The question is,
but then you're behind. You'll always be behind the train. This is the
sure
thing.
will, but I'll have a lot of them, and I won't be broke.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not
but
broke, but
hang on a second. You're assuming one thing though,
like
that it's going to come out comparably priced to what the current series. These things could come out being $2,800 for a 5090.
Well, they
Right.
just said Jensen just said you can get one of the new B100s for what, $45,000.
well, that's it. Yeah. Well, that's not. Hold on. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ. That's
Well,
like
no.
saying-
That's the same architecture. That's what the 50 series is going to be based on. So I mean,
What
they
was
said
an
the same thing when
A100?
the A1000 or the A100s came out. It was the same thing, but I mean, it wasn't 45,000, but it was still like 15 grand for, you know.
I mean, yeah, but
15,
that's a
20 grand.
whole.
Well-
People buying those cards, man. Those are.
But no. But that's a good example. A100
but,
to
I mean-
B100. What you said? It went up 3 times.
It was what, 15 grand? 15 grand when it was released, 15 or 20, somewhere around there. And now this
Yeah,
one's
that's
like
right.
45.
So you do that. Will we end up maybe at like a 5,000 5090?
Well, and this is
I'd
actually
say
really good.
2,500.
I
Max,
think 2,500 is a
2,500,
given.
yeah.
It could
Easy.
be 29.99 easy. That's what I'm guessing.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. 1,800 on the 4090, A1000, 15 grand. So if you double that, yeah, I'd say at least I'm gonna hit like the 3,000 range. I think they're gonna get hot, and I think a lot of people are gonna be selling. I think 4090s, the price of 4090s will drop. That's a fact. That'll happen. Will they drop a lot? Maybe 15% when it drops, when it comes out.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah, I won't think a lot. You're still gonna pay at least
People can't
$1,500
afford
bucks
it.
for a new one.
People can't afford that. Like,
You'd be so surprised, man. Like
it's
everybody.
just, well, I'm saying
like-
that's why the 40 series probably won't drop much in price because like 50 series is just like out of the realm of possibilities for a lot of people. Like, let's be real, it's a lot. That would be a lot of money. Over $3 grand.
You know what's funny is I thought this was the case, but there's people find a way when they want something. There was this kid that was selling a 4090, the Founders Edition on OfferUp. I'm like, dude, why are you selling it for $1,200? And he's like, man, and I'm not agreeing with this. This was kind of stupid, but he's like, I got to pay rent this month. I'm like, well, why did you buy the damn GPU to begin with? There are people who are going to FOMO it, like right in and buy it immediately, no matter what. They'll go in debt. Like this, I'm not saying this is the right way. This is just a way that people do it. They'll go in debt, and then when that streak is over and they realize that they have to sell it, that's when we go in and we buy them. That's when I want to go buy them because that's when they're in decent condition, and who cares if they're used for a month or two.
Did this kid have a hearing condition?
That metaphorical blind guy.
Had the thing.
Thanks for the sub, by the way.
Unfortunately, people make
new
these
one.
bad decisions. People make bad
Yeah.
decisions. So when the 50 series comes out, everybody who has a credit card is going to go buy one. And it's just what's gamers and people who want to upgrade. They're
Yeah.
going to go buy one.
Yeah.
So we look
That's
at it
just
the
the
other
truth.
way. He basically is a charitable, basically buying his GPU. He's a pawn shop. He's just helping the guy out. He's buying his GPU
Man, bro.
so that he
got
can pay
you.
rent.
Give it a man.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be real with all of you. After 18 years old, you make those decisions. You a grown man. You made your own decision. That's it. If you
You're right,
want,
you're right.
that's it.
Hey, you know,
Hey, man,
I'll tell you
look,
what. If he is
words are
selling it,
hurtful.
if he's trying to sell it for 1,200, I guarantee he's been trying to sell it for 14 and 1,500 and wasn't getting any
nobody's-
buyers.
yeah.
And now you're coming in as the savior.
You can say no.
Yeah.
not wrong.
Fucking Geek. Don't
Hey,
hold on.
Joel,
Don't put the
yeah,
spotlight on
Talking
me.
about the pot
Hold
calling
on
the
a
kettle
second.
black.
Geek over here got a 4090 and a 3090 for the price less than a 4090. I remember that deal. So no, turn the spotlight in this way. Like, but hey,
It's not wrong. Yeah, not wrong.
but no, I'm saying you make an offer. Hey man, look, I'll give you this cash right now. What's up? I'm not telling them
I
that
did.
it's,
It wasn't. If I'd have said, "All right, I'll meet you in the morning," it'd have been gone. Because there were other people. I was like, I will stop what I'm doing, get in the car, drive an hour and something, and meet you in a church parking lot, and shake your hand and make sure everything's there. And be done.
I know nobody puts a gun to nobody's head.
I could have helped. I could have helped
Like-
you out. I could have gotten that a lot
I'm
quicker.
sure you could have, Max. Yeah.
Nobody puts. No, I'm serious. Like
Such a helping guy.
everybody's like, why you lowballing people who for their GPUs? Hey, you can say no. No one's got a gun to your head.
Don't
Just
you
say
do the
no. I
same
don't
thing when
want
you
to
buy a
ask.
car?
right.
You do the same thing. You go buy a car.
I go buy a
it's
car.
this.
Oh, don't even get see me in a dealership. I'm the worst. Like, this car's 75 grand. I said, yeah, it ain't worth that, bro. I'll call you. I'll leave me alone. I'm gonna walk around 5 minutes. And that you go up there and say, yeah, we can do it for like 72. I'm just throwing numbers around. We can do it for 72. It's still too much. To call you, they'll call you, leave, right?
Probably 3 times on the way home.
Call you the next day. Hey, we brought the price down. Come on in. Nah, still too high. I'll call you guys next week. Then they call you next week and say, look, man, this is it. Then all of a sudden the price is down $8,000.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, it's a scam. It's all a scam.
Yeah, maybe that's why I was bad at selling cars, or when I did sell cars, I made a lot of money on the sale because they'd ask for, what the price was. I'd say it's right there on the window. Oh man, I need a better deal than that. Well, that's the price that's on the window. That's the price of the car. You want an $8,000 car? I got this Fiat over here that we can just go and you want to sit down in this Miata? Great. No, you want the Jag. Okay, well the Jag is 36 grand.
So one thing I
Chuck-
learned. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, Chuck Danger. We need deets. He said he drove around 8 hours today to pick up 30 GPUs.
Damn. Did you
Was
hide
he
that
having
the
that
whole
at the
time?
same time?
Hopefully you did.
So hey, Geek,
Yeah, hopefully.
you were in the car sales business. So I have family-owned dealerships in Jersey. So the question is that a lot of people, it's a chess game of words when it comes to car sales. People would say, you as a salesman, they change the words around in dealerships. They go, hey, yeah, no, man, look, this is going to be cost, right? Well, cost, what we think of cost, we think of what you paid for it, and you're not making any money. There's a term people should learn. It's called tissue. At dealerships, you go, what's the tissue on the car? And if you ask them that, they'll play stupid. And they'll go, whoa, what do you mean? I don't know what that word means. I said, go ask your finance manager what the tissue on that vehicle is. Because by law in certain states, they have to tell you. Because
If you ask, they have to show you.
if you
the
ask, you have to show them. A tissue is exactly what the dealership bought it for. They change the words around because it's a fucking scam.
The one thing that they
100%,
don't have to tell you is their rebates, though. So when they're owned by
Correct,
Chevy,
yeah.
they're own, they're a GM dealer.
Yep.
They're, they got Buick and Chevy and shit. They
Right.
get these spiffs on the back end from the OEM.
You don't
from
even
the
know about,
manufacturer
yeah.
that They'll
Right.
show you a contract that says we paid $34,000 for it, sell it for $34,001. What they don't tell you is that they made $5,000 on a spiff from GM, and because it was at the end of the month, the sales guy gets $3,000 of that or whatever it is.
Dude, dealerships,
Right.
they make people think there's a common misconception with dealerships, in my opinion. Like, for example, like BMW. I walked in there like, oh, we don't make a lot of money on the car sales. We make money in the service department. I said, let me tell you something. There's no way
You lying, bro.
you keep these doors open,
Yeah.
not making at least 10, 15% on a vehicle. It's not possible. So don't bullshit me. I told this new sales kid, I said, save it. Just tell me what the car cost and don't hit me over the head. And then, I bought the car, I leased it, but still and the lease they wanted, oh my God, dude, they wanted like $1,400-1,500 for the lease on my car. I said, you guys are out of your mind. I'm not paying that. That's insane. I said, get that number down and call me. And then I got it for significantly less. But anyway,
That's a lot. Mortgage.
they hit people over the head at dealerships. I feel so bad for some of these people. My mom goes to get a new car. She goes, let's just go and negotiate and bring me the contract. She doesn't even want to talk to the car salesman anymore. It's awful.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
Let's see.
so-
Chuck Danger in the chat said he got 11 3060 Ti's, 11 3060s, and 8
Ooh.
6700 XTs. Damn.
Jeez.
Nice snag, dude. How much? How much
awesome.
you pay for them?
That's fantastic.
That's crazy. If you don't mind us asking, if you do, then just tell me to eat shit.
I got a question for all of you guys.
Sure, shoot.
Because I haven't been mining for a couple of months now, like actually GPU mining. I had my ASICs on for a while there, but what are you guys using, or are you still using Hive with their price change, and how has that affected you guys? Because I went and looked today. I'm like, I used to use Rave OS way back in the day, in the ETH days, because it was free for unlimited rigs if you use 2 miners. So I would put all the machines out there. I'd like 5 or 6 rigs or whatever, just completely out there. Then they got away from that, and I used Hive a lot more. But now with this whole pricing structure, I could just run it on Linux, for like these single card rigs. Like I've got the 4090 back here and on 5900X, and I'm like, what's it's like $3 for a fucking third rig now? What is that all about?
So I have an easy explanation for this. This is something called, everybody get ready because it's everybody's fault. This is something called a vicarious liability. Okay? This means that the jackasses who completely milked Hive OS ruined it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Because you made multiple accounts.
So, right, because you made multiple accounts, and I get you guys want stuff for free, and I get it. I understand, you got to save that 25 cents a month. It's really up there when you're paying a $500 power bill. I mean, when you really think about the logic behind it, it's in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense. I had a couple customers.
It's not much.
I had a couple customers cancel their GPU mining contracts. They canceled their GPU mining contracts,
Over
and that's fine.
OS, over like $20 a month. What?
A couple of them. It's not. It was no, for one guy it was $3, and he said he didn't want to pay it.
$3.
Mm-hmm. He says, I'm not giving money to Hive. I said, well, why? And he says,
they provide a great service. It's not even like,
these guys got to get paid. Like, this is not what kind of work.
Well, think about it. Think about it before ETH went to merge, how are they making their money? They were making their money through the mining pools.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how they were doing it.
Yeah.
When that went away, their cash flow was gone.
Yeah, they got screwed.
And because it was the bear market, they were like, okay, we'll just suck it up.
Yeah, they did. They sucked it, and they're going through a war. Not to mention they're over in fucking Ukraine.
I mean,
So
come on.
They're the cheapest out of all of
business is business. So I feel for them personally. I feel for them, no doubt. But my point is if they weren't there, it doesn't change anything. It's the same thing. Hey, their cash flow is gone. If we want to continue to see updates and new miners being implemented and all of that, that takes time.
Yeah,
money. They got developers. All the Nvidia drivers, making sure that those are on the system.
You know what, though?
All of that stuff costs money.
Typically, the people that complain are not the people that are in business. No offense to anybody who didn't want to pay Hive OS, right? But I understand I understand. I have a business. I'm a part of 2. I get it. These guys want to give it. Listen, if Hive would have came out with a pricing structure that was completely obnoxious, okay, and it was like 100-200% increase on their prices, yeah, I would probably say, okay, I'm gonna go maybe look at something else, because that's then you're getting just greedy. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case at all. It was a slight increase from what the normal prices were. Okay, and not for nothing though, Hive is actually the cheapest. Like, simple mining is expensive. Okay,
that's what I was gonna say. They never gave a free rig.
They never gave a free rig. So I was on SMOS when I first started. I don't know if Chump remembers when I first started.
Oh yeah, I do.
I was on simple mining. Chump talked me into going to Hive OS. Him, Panda, and DJ talked to me into going to Hive OS because it was so much better, and it was cheaper,
just cleaner too. Like, it's just easy. Like, for me, in my opinion, and nothing against simple mining, they're a great platform, but it's just cut and dry, man. It's so freaking easy, and on top of it, it's like, you got the rigs for free at that point, the first couple rigs, but sorry, I would pay for it for the nice platform, to be honest.
And Hive OS responds. Like, I have a direct contact with them on Telegram, right?
Support,
Just for some Terra stuff. But every time I haven't had talk in there for 6 months. Every time I send a message, KiiNG gets back to me immediately if I have a problem or I need help with something, or hey, a customer rig's not working. What's up with this update? If I want info, they're there. You know what I mean? So you want all-star service and an all-star program, but y'all don't want to pay all-star money. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand this logic.
Right.
Like that. And I told one guy in all respect, I said, with all due respect, I said, it's $3. You have one rig. You have to pay for the paid features to remain accessed at
It's
Terra. That's a
10
rule.
cents a day.
I said, it's $3 a month. What's the big deal? He goes, I'm not paying $3 a month. I said, but your bill is like almost $200 a month. What you're paying? You don't mind paying the power bill, but you won't pay the $3. This logic. You step over dollars to get to pennies, and people don't understand that. It's psychology. It's like sale. Right,
Brian Hollywood said his bill actually went down. His
for larger
bill went down
farms,
slightly.
For larger farms, the
that's
bills
a good
have
point.
actually dropped a little bit because they changed their fee. We have a guy with 227 GPUs in one farm. His fee actually went down slightly.
So he's pumped.
So like,
that's sick.
But
the worst
it's
part
like
is not being able to manage rigs unless you pay for them, right? So like, I know in like, you know, I hate to put him out there, but like Rondi, right, for his situation, he manages his sister's rig. She doesn't know much about crypto mining, but she wanted to get into it. So she has her own little rig, and he manages it. So like, if you don't pay for it, he can't manage it no more, and that kind of sucks for him in his situation. So
even on the free tier,
so like, so you cannot give anybody access to your rig if you're not paying for the service. Basically, it's no longer available, right?
Right.
So that sucks for small miners, right? I get that. But at the end of the day, man, they give us so much for free for so long. It's like...
Yeah. But hang on a second. Why do you think that is? Because what was happening?
Yeah.
People were getting multiple accounts and then authorizing one of the accounts.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they... So again, when you look at this and you think, why did they do what they did?
It makes sense.
It all makes sense. Put yourself in their shoes. And by the way, for anybody that thinks, all these people up here, you're not paying for it anyway. Hey, I look at the bright side. I had a $45 balance in there. At least now it's getting some use. So yes, I'm paying my $9 a month for my 3 rigs.
Right.
I just don't. It's just the logic. Like, you know, people go, oh, this is the psychology behind this stuff,
they're
right?
screwing us, but you don't realize you screwed them first.
This GPU retails, okay, for $2,000, but there's a sale, 15% off. Get it for, I don't know, $1,700. Oh my God, what a deal! You're still spending $1,700. It's that psychology.
It is.
But I'm saving money. You ain't saving shit. You're just spending less.
it. Yeah.
It makes no. That's the same psychology with the Hive OS thing. I've been getting it for free. I don't want to pay $2 a month. It's too much for me. It's too much. But you're paying $200 for the fucking hosting the rig. I just hate this.
What I'm hearing then is you guys are all still using Hive.
So aggravating.
Honestly, I'll support Hive until the day I'm done mining. Like,
I love Hive OS. They've been good to us. Like,
and it's not even about like, you know, full transparency. I get my rigs for free because I'm a content creator. I make content on Hive OS all the time. So like, I don't have to pay it. And that's not why I would pay it all day. Even if they took it away from me, I would absolutely pay it, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, what is it, like $10 a month, maybe? Like it's not much. Like it's really not. And out of the grand scheme of things, it's worth it. I paid for it all up until they actually gave me the rigs for free, and I made videos for free the entire time while I was paying for it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You can't complain. It is what it is.
It's like calling the police and saying he stole my drugs.
Right.
It's this understanding. It doesn't work that way, bro. Like you can't game the system. Don't get me wrong. People game the system, and then they get caught. Now you have to pay, and you can't run it. And you don't want to pay I think it's such a stupid argument.
Yeah,
it's such a stupid argument.
Crew man said, "I wish mine was $10. My high bill is $54, bro." Yeah, but you have a shit ton of rigs on.
Well, you mean you have a lot. I mean, you want to know what, like, at Terra, we have a bunch of farms. Right, we manage all these farms. If you add them all up, it's in the thousands.
Oh, for sure,
like,
for sure. I mean, it's
insane. Like, but we have, and Max will tell you, because Max handles all the a lot of the GPUs. We have direct access. We can VPN in. We can get to the back end. We can diagnose 9 out of 10 issues through Hive that you can't do on other platforms. So again, it's worth the money. Stop being cheap. You spent $2,000 on a GPU. Pay the goddamn $3 a month. Stop being cheap. I'm just saying,
well,
like, it just makes no sense.
If you look at it daily, it's like, again, it's like what, 10 cents a day, $1 a day, like whatever. I mean, it's I don't know, whatever. I know your bill is.
You know what? Hold on. Can I say something real quick? Highroot Farm says Son of a Tech said the new pricing is his fault when he asked about the pricing on BC250s. They were charging $3 per card. When they fixed the pricing on the BC250s, they changed the prices. I don't think so. I don't think so, because when I talk to them, They said that they were aware of people gaming the system and a change was coming. I didn't know what the change was.
They knew.
Yeah, no, they're not.
That's just
no
coincidence
idea.
of timing. That's all.
I don't think Son of a Tech should claim blame for that. Like I think that was just coincidence at most, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the BC 250s, they're their own computers, so you have to install Hive on each one. And somebody asked us recently, "Hey, can you host a machine with 12 of these things?" I'm like, "Well, no, that's 12 separate Hive OS accounts or rigs that you have to have." And it just becomes, from a managerial perspective, becomes a nightmare.
So Crewman made a good point. He said the Hive timing was due to the market and GPUs actually being profitable. And I agree, right? So
That makes good sense.
during the bear market, if they changed the fee structure, then they would have lost a shit ton of people.
Lost a
right?
lot.
And it would have been very hard for you guys to spec mine during that time, right? It would have been very hard for a lot of us.
Correct. Timing is everything. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
for them,
but they did the right thing, though.
They stuck through the bear market, giving you guys free rigs and whatever else, however else you guys were gaming the system, I guess.
You know what? Honestly,
it makes sense. They had to do it.
When Netflix raised their prices, okay, this is a true statistic.
Too,
okay,
yeah.
listen, and this is how people are. When Netflix raised their prices, they lost about 5 to 6% of their entire watch base.
Yep.
Guess what happened? The next month, it raised up like 20%. It's just people going, oh, fuck you, and they just want to feel powerful,
and then
they're like, oh shit, I need this because my wife watches this show, I have to buy it again.
Right.
It's just, you know what, hey man, prices go up, things are expensive. If you don't want to use it, don't buy it.
I get it.
Mine on Windows, and tell me how stable that's going to be
If
for
you
you.
see the value in what you're paying for, you'll buy it.
Yeah, that's the worst, bro.
Mine on Windows, and tell me how stable your rigs are. They catch fire. Your overclocks
I resisted. I mined on Windows forever, and somebody was like, no, I think it was Chancoin, was like, don't be stupid, just do it. And so I finally did, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It's so easy. Like, it's so much easier to use iOS.
Right. Well, especially with AMD, with the restarting and the Watchdog and all that kind of stuff. I had the thing freaking crashing 3-4 times a day with my 5700 XT rig. It was awful.
Windows
and then when I
mining
switched
is
there, I was
awful.
like, I could go to work and not worry about my rigs going down 3-4 times.
Dude, oh my god.
Alerts.
I
got a
will
mobile
never
app.
forget that when I
Their
first
mobile
started
app
on Windows.
The mobile app for Hive OS.
That was awful.
The mobile app. You guys have the mobile app on your phones, right?
Absolutely, of
It
course.
works just as good as logging in on the web.
I could go
on
into
the
your
browser.
rigs and adjust whatever I want from my phone. You know what I mean? Like, that's how cool it is. And it's
You're paying for convenience.
It's so
You're
much
paying for
easier.
convenience.
Yeah,
Just like you go to a
is
convenience
amazing.
store. You get a gallon of milk at a convenience store, it's gonna be $2-3 more than going to like Walmart. Why? Because it's a fucking convenience store. The word is in the name. It's in the name. Convenience. There's a charge for that.
Like, literally,
Anyway,
it looks
all right.
just like your computer. Like, it's the freaking
it's great.
easiest
I
app.
know.
You can click into your rigs, whatever. Like, you can see everything. You know what I mean? It's not gonna focus.
Sorry, Hive.
but
We're
whatever.
with you.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean,
worry.
I get it. I get the whole thing. I know it sucks, right?
Listen,
it
look,
sucks,
if the
but-
price went up to like, if it was $3, let's just say, for example, if it was $2 a rig per month and it went up to like 9 or 10, then we would all
That'd
be
be
up
way-
in flames
yeah, we
about
would
it.
definitely
That
be
would be
sticking up for you
obnoxious.
then. Right.
100%.
Hey.
But come on, what is it?
It's
10?
not
What
that
was it, like
much in
10
the
or
grand scheme.
12% increase?
We're not being VMware. We're not being ESXi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
It's
For those people that know about that.
I just think it's
That's
just a
a
stupid
big
argument.
jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see some, and I know they can't really do it this way, but like with unminable, there's just a percentage that they just take it out of what you get paid out with. And
that would be sick.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
that
that's
way
hard to
it's like
gauge,
it's
though.
just baked
Way
in,
too
you
much, though.
understand that it's there.
It's a lot of work for them to do in the back
It's
end.
too much. And you know what? And I'll be honest, I agree that it would be easier from our end, it'd be easier to take a percentage of what we mined as payment. But from their end, on an accounting perspective, it's a nightmare. And the only reason why I know this is because when we opened Terra, we had considered maybe trying to find out what would be the best way to, have clients pay. Can they pay out of the rewards? And when we even took a peek at it, just to take a look, just to see what it may be, Mike, from an accounting perspective, went, fuck no.
Yeah, it would have been a nightmare.
He said, no way. He
Also-
says, don't even get the hint in your brain. I am not doing that accounting for that. It's a nightmare. You need a team of people, especially at Hive OS levels. You need a whole building of people to do the accounting for it. Or you have to write a script or something. It would just cost more money than it's worth. It's not worth the aggravation. Here, this is your bill. This is how you pay.
Also said he's like, actually favors larger farms, like 12 GPU rigs are cheaper to run than a 7 GPU farm rigs. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's a double-edged sword, right? Like it sucks for the new people coming in, but at the same time, like, listen, pay your dues. When you grow, then you're gonna be cheaper. You know, it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, it's a pointless argument, to be honest. Want free mining and have time? Here's how to mine, no fees. Windows. Is that what you're getting at, Panda?
Just put the Windows logo in the title.
That's a great video. You should just make that video, please. Hawk, you would be the best one to make it, actually. Please.
It'd be 3 minutes long of a
Look,
rant telling everybody they're full
want
of
free
shit.
rigs? Do this, and then just say, "Here you go, Windows. This is how we do it. It's a how-to guide."
Oh my
The
god! No
thumbnail
way,
is the
dude.
blue screen of death.
No way.
You'd probably lose subs. Though.
Did,
People would be so mad at you.
I don't know if King is still in here. He was in the chat a minute ago.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
What's up, King?
He had
Good
somebody. He had somebody load Windows on an Octominer, and he thought he was dreaming when he turned it on.
What?
And a new client had Windows on his Octominer.
You can do
And,
that.
that's
I guess you
right.
can do that. I don't see
You
why you
can, but it
couldn't.
doesn't run very good.
Oh, it probably
And,
sucks.
no.
Ass,
King-
bro.
I was talking to King,
What?
and he's just like, I have no idea what the hell I even saw. I thought I was like hallucinating because I saw Windows pop up when I started the Octominer. It's just you don't see that. You either see like Octominer, GPU risers, miner dude, and it's Windows. And he's like, he was Windows mining
That's so funny.
in the Octominer. I mean, I guess it's all right. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I
funny.
don't know but people do that. People don't know. You know what I mean? And you know, you try to save. You step over dollars to get. You step in over pennies, and you're just kind of like, oh, I gotta save these 50 cents a day, but I'll pay $400 a month to have my rigs hosted. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah, it
Doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. All right, I'm done. We can move on to
I get it.
separate subject, please.
All right. Well, we're gonna be getting out of here. I don't know if anybody.
Sorry.
Let's see.
Red Panda said he put Windows on Octominer once. It was brutal for sure.
Yeah.
Why?
CT Mines said, Chump, how many? Let me see. What do you say? How many rigs you got running? All I saw was the green boxes. The rigs I have running are.
What do you have? Like 12,
I have
11 or 12
this.
running?
Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 Octominers full, so it's about 119 GPUs. I'm missing one. And I have another 12 here, but there was one missing, so I was stubborn and shut it off. I'm still waiting for Panda to fill this one for me. Right here. Right here, Panda. Any one of them 3070s. Just toss it in there. Appreciate you.
What's the temperatures looking like? Go click
All
one.
on Pyron, huh?
Yeah, all Pyron. This is my RX 580. Let's see. Look at the temperatures, dude. I turned down. I put it on. I put minimum fan speed at 70, but look at it.
Temperatures look great over there right
Dude,
now. That wind tunnel
the
looked
aisle,
really good.
The hot aisle.
The hot
is
cold aisle is
freaking
mint,
amazing.
man. In your
Scroll down a
terminology
little.
is
Scroll
mint.
down.
It
Scroll
is
down a
mint.
little.
Oh, let me
Sorry.
take off this dark mode. Oh god. All right, what?
Scroll down a little. Right there. What's the intake? 13.
Right.
13
Oh,
C
my
intake.
Lord.
Exhaust 33.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
Right there,
hot
you-
aisle works fantastic. Like it really
Yeah.
does.
Humidity's low. Yeah, it's worse.
Let's look at this one, right? This has got my 3080s in it. 3080 Ti. 169 watt. It's low
What's the
wattage,
intake?
but look,
Oh, the
yeah.
intake's not reading on that one.
No, it's 22.
No, that's 22.
27.
Oh.
Oh, you're looking at this
Oh
one.
no, that was
That's
the PSU. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Okay, yeah. sorry.
Yeah, it's really not bad. I actually have this one auto fan on 80% minimum. But yeah, I mean, dude, the temperatures are actually way better than they've been forever. I usually see flames on this one at some point. Well, yeah, no, legit. I have it, and I usually have it pinged at 100. I turned it down to 80, and it's actually been doing fine.
Save power too.
But yeah,
You
it's not
save
too
power,
bad.
they run cooler. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, all right. Is there anything else anybody would like to add or ask or whatever else before we get out of here? Panda said, "Get your own." Damn it, Panda. Thought you had extras. Let's see. My miners heat. Hold on. My miners heat my garage, basement, and my dad's workshop. I think that's what you meant to say. Garage. Nice,
Yeah.
dude. Nice. That's I actually have a X16Q heat in my garage, and it just keeps the chill out. It's like consistently when it was like dead of winter, 55, 60 degrees, and it's like, that's perfect. It's just go in there and get shit out of the freezer and stuff. You know what I mean? It's not doing anything in there. The 60 degrees is fine. Is Bitcoin pulling back more? I don't think so. Is it? It might be. No, it's 64.6. I don't know if it's not really pulling back. It's up
Chuck, this is gonna
1.17%.
I'm like, just please, do not go up yet. I'm like this close to getting my wife's 401k or our IRA moved over, and so I'm gonna need to be doing some buy-ins. So don't go up yet.
Moved over into what?
I Trust Capital. It's a crypto
nice.
IRA.
Nice. I should look into
Anybody
that.
needs
Do a
a
video on
referral? Anybody? Yeah, I'm going to. Anybody need a referral
Yeah, all
link?
right.
Let me know.
Yeah, sure. You're gonna do the video. Yep. All right. Yeah. Hey Max, how you run that PC behind
Ouch.
you? How you run that PC that I'd ask you to show me a video on?
Okay, let me see. Where's my priority list? Okay, that one's the last.
Oh man, let's see. I miss seeing CCXD's rigs, dude. I miss having my rigs, man. That's the only thing I hate about hosting, but like it's such a no-brainer. Like, why the fuck would I host them? Why would I not host them? It's so stupid not to host
I remember how
Yeah.
long it took me to convince you. You're like,
God.
man, I don't know, man.
Dude,
I
I'm
just
such
I
a
like to take
hoarder.
care of my
Like,
stuff.
at
You
the end
are
of the
a
day.
hoarder.
Yeah.
You're a really bad
At the end of
hoarder.
the day, I'm my mother's son.
You should have saw his face when I was loading
Unfortunate.
it out of his SUV into mine.
Yeah, it was like
And,
tears.
and where were we? Oh yeah, we were at Foxwoods.
We're at Foxwoods
Like,
in the garage, like a bunch of
and the parking.
crackheads.
Yeah, we're like loading. People think like we're loading drugs or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
in the
like,
back
what
of
the
a car.
hell?
Here, I
What the
got a
hell's in those
pregnant
big metal
girlfriend. I'm loading
boxes?
these giant metal boxes into the SUV and driving them
Yeah.
all the way down here.
So
Oh my
stupid.
god, dude! I'm telling
Oh, at
you,
least
I
they
was
don't man 'em.
driving. I had to hit the brakes, and the top one like hit the back of my driver's seat, like the thing.
Oh no.
It scared the living shit out of me. Where I like swerved a little, and you should have saw Kristen's in the car. She's like, "What the fuck? Are you all right? Like, what's going on?" I said, "That box scared the shit out of me, bro." Like, it didn't. I had to go get like like a cardboard box and slide it, put it in between the one that it was stacked on, and to prevent it from sliding. God, it scared the shit out of me.
Let's see.
It's like coming
Power in
straight forward.
PA is about to suck. I tell everybody not to build a shed in PA anymore. Oh, crew man, that sucks. Way too fast for you. So, did you watch Mine Some 10's video for Unminable? I did. I think there's a few flaws. Not sure 100%, but I'd have to sit down and really like dissect it. But I watched it briefly, and it's so hard to gauge what Unminable does. I know they take a fee, obviously. The exchange rates always change. I noticed USDT wasn't exactly $1 last week, and I'm assuming that's when he recorded. So there could have been a few things, right? Like I noticed that USDT wasn't pegged to a straight dollar. It was like in the 90 cents, right? Or something along those lines. It was like lower than $1. So considering all that, like that definitely affected the fees for sure when he was recording. But yeah, Mine Some 10's awesome. He's a good dude, makes good videos. I would just have to sit down and dissect it more. But yeah, I'm sure they're taking a decent fee. What do you want? You're getting simple, easy swapping that you don't have to do yourself.
What's your other option?
Yeah, I mean,
your other option
it's-
is to do
yeah.
what I do, which is mine it and then basically do trades every so often
It sucks.
into what you
Yeah.
want. And you're paying for a convenience with Unminable where you don't have to worry about doing that at all. It's all
Dude, that's
done
the reason
for
I
you.
like it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean, how do the fees add up doing it your way, Max, versus going directly into it? Like, how much of a
It's
difference? Is it
probably-
negligible? You know,
Well, again, it also depends because you also have to take into account the bid and ask
the way
into
you'd have-
account.
yeah.
So that because that obviously comes into play. It's not just the fees. It's you may run into times depending on what you're trading into where the bid and the ask may be really really wide.
You know what I would really
usually-
like to see? Actually, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Max, but like
That's fine.
Hawk with his 2 GPUs. That'd be a great video for you, actually. Unminable, mine a coin, to Unminable, and mine the coin somewhere else, right? And get it to Trade Ogre. Just mine right to Trade Ogre. And have it like hit the payout now on Unminable and swap the coin at the same time. And then do the comparison. Because I would love to see what it comes out to. Because you literally have to do it exactly the same time.
Well,
For
it's
it to
different
start
though.
like
No,
perfect.
hang on. You have to think about it. Unminable isn't waiting for that time where you're saying pay out. It's doing it along the way.
Right. So, but like that's like the only real way to get the perfect or as close as you could physically get. Unless, yeah,
Well,
there's
it's
no other way
right,
to do
payout
it.
but the
numbers.
problem.
Yeah.
But hang on a second. The problem is that it's not an apples to apples comparison because you'd have to be doing trades along the way very often to try to compare yourself to what you're doing on Unminable. For example, if you have, you say you're mining from Pyron into Cardano, okay, but the price of Cardano went up right near the end of that test, and now you're doing the transfer,
It's
the
gonna
trade
look
out
way
and
worse.
trade in.
Yeah.
It's going to look way worse doing it that way because now you have a much higher Cardano. Vice versa,
Exactly.
same thing.
So-
So it's really hard to
Right.
get an apples to apples comparison,
Right.
Because, like I said, Unmineable is doing it along the way all the time.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong on that. So like that's kind of what I was saying with Mine Some 10. What I noticed with this video, he did it with USDT, thinking it's it's a stable coin to a point, but it's not as stable as you would expect, right? It did go down. Like I said, I noticed in my wallet that it was when I went to swap for some Caspa, it was under 90 cents. It was not under 90 cents. It was under $1. It was in the 90s somewhere. I don't remember where, like 96 cents or whatever. But it was less than $1. So I'm assuming at some point that was happening with Unmineable, and that gap got, it gets much larger when that shit happens, right? Because you're getting less for what you're trying to do. So yeah, that's kind of where it is tough, because if they do it along the way, there's no way to gauge it. You can't, you physically can't. So I don't know.
Oh, say Chuck Danger says, I think Unmineable does pay out to your account hourly, so you'd have to convert on the exchange hourly.
Oh,
yeah,
so
and
it's
who's got time for
hourly.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and who's got time for that? I do it usually about 3 times a day. That's it.
Hey, this is a stupid question. Is there a way to I can't figure out how to do it. Is there a way to change your payouts on hero miners?
Yes.
There is, right?
Yeah. Top cogwheel.
Okay. I completely forgot how to do it. Okay.
Yeah. Go to the top cogwheel. It'll tell you. But yeah, that's you know what, Chuck Danger. That's Hawks get all the time in the world, bro. Come on, do it every hour. Mine, exchange, mine to a mineable.
Sure.
Do it every hour.
I'll
For
get
like
right
6
on it.
hours. It'd be perfect.
I'll get on it. Yeah. I
You
got
sit on the computer. Perfect. Thanks.
No, you
Appreciate
just
it.
delegate to Max. Tell Max to do it.
Yeah.
No,
You know
I
what?
am actually doing
Panda.
it right now. I did it my latest pirate, and I'm actually doing it right now,
Do it right
trading
now.
into Neoxa.
Panda,
Getting
you have
on it
plenty
right
of time. Do it, please. That'd be a great video, actually. I don't have any GPUs
Yeah, but,
here, so I can't really.
you're talking about
Well,
swapping.
I guess I could. Well,
Here's-
so what you'd have to do is you'd have to mine to unmineable. Say like you wanted to. See, it's still even fucking hard. It's hard no matter what you do. It really is, because what you'd be doing is mining Pirate. Like if you mined Pirate hash. Yeah, maybe to like, what can you get paid out in like Carlson on that site? I don't know. I don't even know how the hell you'd be able to do it actually, because you'd be mining a different algorithm than what you're actually mining to Trade Ogre. So like it would be hard no matter what you did. It'd be really hard. But I mean, you could just mine Pirate hash to I don't know, fucking Neoxa or something, and then just mine Pyron hash regularly, and then swap Pyron on Trade Ogre for Neoxa and see what you get. That would be the easiest way to do it, I think. But you'd have to do it every hour. So it's like it would be a fucking nightmare of a video. 100%. Be terrible to do, but it can be done. It can take a bit.
Why would you have to do it every hour?
Because Unmineable pays out every hour, I guess, to your account. So like when they're
Mineable,
swapping
you
as you
can-
go, you can see the number going up, but I think it's an estimate, and they must swap it out every hour.
Oh, okay.
That's I guess, because you can see it going up like every minute,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I think Chuck Danger's saying like it's probably just like a guesstimated how much you're gonna make, and then when the
And
hour
then they
hits, it
actually
actually
swap it out,
it'll
yeah.
it'll pause it for a second if it needs to catch up, and then continue, or it'll jump a bit more. You know what I mean?
And I look at Unmineable thinking, well, why don't they just like lay all this out and say exactly how they do the business? Because their whole thing is about keeping it simple. The whole KISS method. As soon as they lay out exactly how they do everything, somebody's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna look into it, and then this is way too complicated. Forget it. And so I get why they really haven't laid all that out. They've just said, keep it simple. This is what we do. Take it or leave it.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Well,
Okay,
Panda says that he gave Mine Some 10 access to some rigs, and he's going to do it again. He's going to do the test again with more compute.
How's it going? Tell him to not do
30, 70 rig.
USDT, please.
Yeah.
Don't do USDT.
Yeah.
He has to do it if they pay out every hour. He has to do it every hour for it to be legit.
Yeah, Panda mentioned that on his stream today.
I wish. I don't know. I might be able to do it. Also, I just have to get I have to single out a couple of GPUs to do it, or I could just do it with a full Octominer of 1660s or something. That might be what I'll do.
Hey,
I don't know.
with solo mining on hero miners, do you just put solo in front of the and on the stratum? Is it like that? I can't remember how to do this
I
shit.
don't
It depends
know.
on hero
Definitely.
miners. On hero miners, yes.
On Hero Miners, you just what is it like?
I think
I can
th-
figure it out. I can figure it out.
Yeah, it's solo colon and then that, but I think it might be a different port. So I would double check that.
Oh, here it is. Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, it's all on the bottom right. It's in like the middle section. It tells you like all the way to the right. The solo pool.
No, I'll figure it out. I don't want to distract from what.
Yeah, whatever. Let's
That's
get
right.
out of here.
Two
We can
people-
help you in Discord.
Yeah, 2 people actually just put it at 3 people put it in there. Zapirate,
yeah.
Way Too Fast Fria, and Newfie J
J.
It's
777.
just solo in front of the wallet. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, I thought it was the link had to be different. Okay. So I have to edit the
Like
wallet.
I said, different pools will do it differently. So definitely look at the pool that you're in. But I think they're both all referring to Hero Miners.
All right, boys, ladies, everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Let's get out of here. I'm freaking tired. It's like 12:30. Jeez. We've been talking way too long. We're going for 2.5 hours. Insane. All right. Anyways, Mr. Max Voltage, Hot Crypto Mining, Geek of All Trades. Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you all. We'll catch you guys next Saturday Night Live on 9:45, maybe, if everybody shows up on time. If not, then maybe a little later. But either way, I'll catch you guys bright and early on Monday morning. Have a great Sunday, and we'll catch you soon. Peace out.